like, ah!
Okay, who brought the dog?
Didn't I tell you that one was gonna come up here with a non-electrical camera? Let's go, boys! Yeah!
This is it. Don't get scared now.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Tier Ranker Fights, and today it is my birthday today, so we will be kind of celebrating, kind of doing a mystery tier ranker of all movies that I've seen. They're just movies I've seen. Doesn't mean they're good movies, but there's a good mix of everything. If you watch, we did a selection show with Brian Nussbaum and Ross Bristow, and we went through and we hit the randomizer, and there's awful movies, there's mediocre movies, and there's some fantastic movies on here. So I'm excited to talk about them, to rank them. We're just having fun tonight, and there's a little bit of a twist, which you'll want to stay tuned to find out, that I'll reveal in a little bit. But yeah, this is episode 108. So my birthday mystery tournament. Usually I let people do that. If you're a regular on the show, you can do whatever you want on your birthday, as long as it fits kind of the basic parameters of what we do here. And yeah, so I'm your host, Jordan, the Movie Hero Anderson, and let's go ahead and bring in our crew for tonight. We got my co-host, Austin Pez Howell.
Happy birthday, sir. It's kind of the month and a half of birthdays around this community when they're all smashed together, but we're cranking them out like we do.
Yeah. And also, I got one of my birthday gifts. I got this shirt that's like, if you know, Aspen, California, where the beer flows like wine. That's a Dumb and Dumber reference right there. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But we also have Chris Scott with us tonight.
What's up, guys? Chris? Man, happy birthday, dude. I'm rocking my Ninja Turtles shirt for you.
Nice. Yeah, you got to represent Turtles, because there are spoiler alert, two Turtles movies on this list.
Absolutely, guy. I'm all moved in. As you can see, some of the movies behind me. I'm kind of still getting them set up, but I have a shit ton of movies, so I am excited to talk movies.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, man.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we also have joining us, we got Malcolm Lay. How's it going, Malcolm?
It's going good. Happy birthday. But yeah,
thank you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we also have Ross Bristow.
Hey guys, how are you? Happy birthday, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, welcome.
25, right?
Yeah, 25. We won't. Yeah, we'll just call it that. 25.
Yeah. Do what all the girls say. I'm 30-something.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Which I am still 30-something for now. So.
For now.
Ryan Nussbaum. What's up?
Hi, brother Jordan. Hey. Yeah, it's nice towards the end of birthday month for Movie Hero Network, since a lot of birthdays have happened so far.
Yeah, I know. April is a pretty busy month for birthdays around here.
Just like in my family, October is busy birthday month.
Okay, nice.
My family, we literally have maybe, I think, 8 or 9 people that have October birthday.
Oh, man. Well, if you like my family, we all go semi-big. I mean, we all get together and have a big dinner or something like that. We did that over the weekend, so that way I could be here tonight. So yeah. But and as always, I got my letterbox here. I ranked all these movies, so I kind of know exactly where I want to put them.
Until you find the ones that you forgot to rank, as usual.
Yeah,
there might be one, but I think I have.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Let me rank it real quick.
Or put them on movie by
mistake.
What?
Yeah,
there is one, because I got 74 movies and there's 75 here. So we'll find out what it is. I don't know. I'll wait and see, but I came close. But Austin, I guess you can break it down as usual for any first timers or people that aren't familiar?
Yeah, so this is more of a casual kind of tier ranker tonight. There's no overall theme, as Jordan said. It's just kind of a thing that you did where you selected some stuff off of your flick chart, right? Just some random stuff off of there. So there's no general theme, like no genre of movies or like the one word thing we were doing or, a decade or anything like that. Oh, yeah, come on. That's right.
I got my nieces and nephews coming in here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, everything from like a movie.
Here we go. Anyways, while he deals with that, I'll explain everything.
So keep going while
yeah, deal with some business. I got it. I got control. It's all good. Take control. No, so yeah, there's no overall theme tonight. It's just a pool of movies. So we got a pool of 75 movies to choose from tonight. All you guys here on the show have done tier ranker before. Pretty self-explanatory. I'll bring up the tier ranker chart for a little visual aid. As usual, we got everything from S to F. So S, A, B, C, D, F. S for superior. We're going to be looking to put 10 movies in the S tier. That is the best of the best, the top of the top. And then we have a tier for haven't seen, which is need at least 3 people on the panel to have seen it to give it a qualified vote. So if it has less than that, that's where it goes into the haven't seen category. And I'll scroll down a little bit, just give you a preview. I'll zoom in on it a little bit, but there's our pool of movies. Our 75 movies that were chosen from that flick chart, and we'll get into a few of them here in just a little bit. But yeah, it's a wide range of just really random stuff, but they're all in alphabetical order there, easy to find. And yeah, we'll go up and down the list, or go up and down the ladder. Excuse me. Everybody will get a chance to nominate something, nominate it for whatever tier you want. And everybody else just very quickly chime in on where you would put it. And we'll come to a little consensus. I got my handy dandy tier ranker chart, very, very scientific, very, very complicated. And we'll use that to rank everything a little bit later at the end. Like I said, just kind of a casual mix of movies here. No big theme, just kind of some favorites and whatnot. So, yeah, that's how it works. And we'll go for about 2 hours. And then right at about the 2 hour mark, we'll hit a last chance sort of Hail Mary round, give you a chance to shout out any last movies, and then we'll rank it from there.
Yeah, sounds good. And I'll tell you how the twist is going to work, because I haven't shared it with anyone, not even Austin. So how it's going to work is we're going to go we're going to start at the bottom of the ladder. We're going to work our way up. Everyone is going to pick a number between 1 and 20. Then I'm going to have Austin, since he's running it, he's going to count off whatever number movie on the listed, and it's going to go in every single tier. So we're going to start with S, and we're going to work our way down. And once that movie's in the tier, then it cannot be removed from the tier. It must stay there. And then for the one that ends up in the S at the end of when we do the Hail Mary, we can kind of rank where we think it falls. If it belongs there, if it belongs at the end, or whatever. But there has to be one in every tier. That's going to be the twist tonight. So
I don't understand the premise.
Yes.
Well, I'll show you how it's going to work, because it could be one of those things. If you see it, you'll understand. So we'll start with Brian first. Just pick a number between 1 and 20. Just any number, any random number.
I'll go with when down 3 and out, so 3.
3. So Austin, go down to the list of the movies on the list. Start the first one and count 3. 1, 2, 3. Whatever that movie goes in S tier, whatever it is, and it has to stay there. So 12.
What do you mean it has to stay there? Then what are we ranking?
It has to stay there so it has to be one of the final 10, no matter what. It has to end up in that tier. That's the twist. That's going to be there, and then we're going to rank everything else all around it. We're just doing it one per person. That's it, and then we're going to do it as normal. So there's going to be one movie in every tier. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're just doing that. So just one per person, which means there'll be one movie for every tier, because it's enough of us to do each tier. There'll be one random movie that has to be in that tier, no matter what. So now we'll go to.
So and then, do you want me to sort of battleground style debate and defend that tier of that movie, like battleground style, like only I can?
If you want to, yeah, it's kind of up to you. Whatever you want to do, yeah.
So if something ends up in F, I'll come up like a blind round on battleground, as some of you guys can attest to, and I'll come up with an argument on the fly as to why it belongs in that. Each one belongs in that specific tier. I can run that down after we're done. Yeah, all right. I'll come up with it on the fly, because I don't know what's coming either. So
yeah, so.
Yeah.
All right. Go to Ross. You're picking a number between 1 and 20.
17.
Why only 20? Why not 75?
Because what you're doing, you're going to start where that one left off, and you're going to count. You're going to keep counting.
Okay. So Monopoly style.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 17. So start where it left off, and then count 17
Okay,
over.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
So it'll be in the A tier.
So the Grinch from the 60s in the A tier. All right.
In the A tier.
Not the 2000s when Jordan posted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so Malcolm, pick a number between 1 and 20.
Just make it easy on Austin. 1.
1. Okay.
So just start where it left off.
Okay. I gotta remember where it left off.
I think it was about like
well, I did it as H, I think, either H or G. I can't remember. What did I
There was H, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh yeah, how?
All the Seuss, all the Seuss.
So Gone in 60 Seconds. It would have been close to that, or
for H, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Grinch. I can't remember if hold on. I can check. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me look at my files.
Yeah.
I'll see what I saved it as and see what I saved it as far as the
you save it as How the Grinch or Dr.
Yeah,
Seuss's?
that's what I'm looking at. Let's
see. I thought it was
I saved it as Dr. Seuss. So D.
Yeah.
Right,
I thought it was right near Defendor. So it'd be the one after
DR.
Defendor.
Yeah. All right.
No,
after
it's probably going to be Dune.
Django. After
Maybe
Django.
after
So
that, okay.
he just said 1, so it'll be Dune Part 2.
Wow.
And that goes
in the B tier. How dare you?
How dare you?
Okay.
I agree with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, Chris, you pick a number between 1 and 20.
I'll take 15.
Okay. So after Dune, we have Edge of Tomorrow. So 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Iron Man 2. So everybody remember Joe Dirt was the first one next.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the C tier.
All right.
Okay.
So now, Austin, you pick one. Both.
Yeah, no, I'll go. No, I look, but I'll go a higher number just to be safe. I'll say 11.
Okay.
So starting with Joe Dirt, I'll go 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is Man on a Ledge.
All right.
In the D tier.
That's sad. The movie's so good.
I'm actually okay with that.
I am too.
Yeah. All right. For F tier, what's going to make it in the F?
All right. Jordan,
during
you got to pick
whole,
one.
like during the selection, we all said I bet you Man the Wire is definitely one of Steven's favorites.
Man on a
Ledge, not Man on a Wire.
Not Man on a Wire. That's a documentary.
Man on a Ledge. I bet you that's one of Steven's favorites.
All right, Jordan, you want to do like a big number or you want to do a small number?
I'll do a bigger one just so we can try and get through some of the remaining. I'll go 18.
18. Okay, so after Man on a Ledge alphabetically. So so Man. All right, this one. So 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 right there. Tangled.
What is that? Okay.
How dare you?
Oh, dang. So that's F. Okay, so now there's the movie's set. So now we just go like normal. But those movies have to stay. They cannot move from where they are. So,
all right.
So
we still start at bottom with B first, or
yeah. So we'll go to Brian. You can pick one you want to nominate, and if you want to defend them at some point, Austin, you can. It's kind of up to you.
I'll run up and down when it's my turn. I'll do like a quick snapshot, 15-second battleground for each of these.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'll go start off with an S tier movie, Toy Story 3.
Okay.
I'll just wait for you to pick that one up first.
All right.
Yeah. S tier for me, it's great story continuation of the series. Great ending for the trilogy with Andy going to college. Some great new character. Lotso Huggenberry as the villain, voiced by Ned Beatty. Great emotional aspects, especially the whole incinerator scene and the whole see you partner. They even said at the end for Woody, so it's S tier for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sounds good. Ross, what do you say about Toy Story 3?
Oh, yeah. This is an S movie. It's my favorite of the series. So, yeah, I totally agree with it being S.
Yeah. Sounds good. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I really love Toy Story franchise in general. And, yeah, I always flip-flop which I like more, 3 or 4, but I do like both, and I do think they're both S-tier movies, so yes.
Yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you say about Toy Story 3?
I really like Toy Story 3. I think it's a solid S tier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, no. This movie is, I think as Andy got older and I got older, I identified more with the, progression of the movie sort of in my ranking. Because when you're a kid, I really like Toy Story because I saw it in theaters, so that was like one of my favorites. Then I liked Toy Story 2 when I was a little bit older because it was a little funnier, had a few more kind of jokes that adults would get, things like that. And then and as Andy growed up and had to give away the toys, that's the one I identified with, him becoming an adult and whatnot. And any movie that can still make me cry like a little 3-year-old at the end of this movie, which I can attest to that I did like a year ago. Watching this movie when I rewatched it for something, I was like, oh my god, this movie works even now more than ever. So, and I love the heist aspect of it. That's a lot of fun. Any movie that can make multiple callbacks to Cool Hand Luke is all right with me. So, I'll give it an S tier.
I think for me, Toy Story. So on my letterbox, it's ranked number 2. So that's high. That's definitely an S tier. It's really, really good. I think it's the best of the franchise. Yeah, some of those prison elements are like really good once you really like sit down and analyze it, because I watched it once and then I went back and saw it twice in theaters, and the second time I went back and really kind of analyzed like all the different themes and like elements and that kind of stuff, and it's really, really good, and it's like a prison escape movie in a lot of ways, and then like the part that always gets me, the incinerator part's pretty heavy, but just when he has to give away the toys and he's talking about how like Woody was his first best friend he ever had, and he's the greatest cowboy, and like all that stuff. Like that's the part that really gets me crying. So yeah, I'll say S, pretty easy.
All right.
So
there you go.
All right. Well, we can go to Ross. What do you want to?
I think you guys know what I'm gonna pick, and it's my 5th favorite movie of all time, and that's The Man Without a Face.
Oh yeah.
See where this ends up. I'm not terribly familiar with this one, so we'll see. All right.
Yeah, like it's an S movie because like it's about like a teacher, and then like it about it's just about life mainly, like, and then like it's also called A Man Without a Face because Mel Gibson is burned, but also the kid is looking for a father figure, so his father figure literally has no face until he meets Mel Gibson. So yeah, this is an S tier definitely, and it was Mel Gibson's directorial debut, and then it has the kid from Terminator 3 in it, so.
Nice. Sounds good. Malcolm, what do you say about The Man Without a Face?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, that's fair. I figured there'd probably be a few of those. Chris, what do you say about The Man Without a Face?
I can't talk on it, but now I'm interested. I want to see it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Austin, what do you say?
Let me tell you what I think about this movie. I think I haven't seen it.
Okay, that's good. Well, I have seen it. It's just been a long time, and if I would have had more time, I actually went back and I rewatched a couple of movies for this, but and I wanted that to be one. I just didn't have enough time, but yeah, it's just really, really good. The guy from Terminator 3, Nick Stahl, I think. Is the guy. I could have sworn that Elijah Wood was in that movie, but maybe not. But yeah, I don't remember a lot. But I remember that like it's a kid looking for a father figure. His face is really burned, so there's kind of like a thing when he finally opens up and talks about what happened to him, and then he's just living out in the woods, and he kind of like discovers like it's kind of like a neighbor, and then they can really like grow a bond and stuff. It's really good, and this movie lands for me the spot where I wouldn't give it an S, like if I was nominating myself, but if somebody else brought it up and they said S, I'll say yes to S. So I'll say S. Yeah, but it'll be a low S. So, but Brian,
I haven't seen it.
Oh dang, that's unfortunate.
Oh, sorry, Ross.
That's all right.
Down here. All right.
But
we do give you one mulligan, but you get one. You get one mulligan to nominate something else here on tier. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna go with The Cable Guy, and I'll put it in A.
All right.
I think that this film, like was actually like ahead of its time, and then like it's a dark comedy, and then like Jim Carrey might give one of the funniest, like one of his funniest and like most sad, performances of his career, and then Ben Stiller's. Wait, no, Matthew Broderick's in it really good, and and Ben Stiller's funny. But this movie, I recently just watched it, like as an adult, and I realized, like how sad this movie truly is. So yeah, I love it though. The Cable Guy.
Yeah, sounds good. Malcolm, what do you say about The Cable Guy?
Yeah, I like The Cable Guy. I think it's fine. It's one that I don't go back to a lot. I still have some enjoyment of it. But I'm not that high on it. I'd go B.
Yeah. Chris, what do you say?
I remember watching this movie maybe once when I was younger, and I hated it because it was so dark for him. He was just so out of character, and it was just so weird, and it didn't vibe with me at all. I didn't buy him as this dark, evil bastard.
Hang up. They're going to sing to me live on my show.
Okay.
So you guys want to hear him sing?
To you.
Sure.
Happy birthday.
Dear copyright strike. Happy birthday
to you.
Thank you. All right. Got some cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. My brother brought.
What kind of cheesecake?
It was Adam's peanut butter fudge, the best kind.
Yum.
And my. We don't have a Cheesecake Factory here, but my brother lives in Utah. He brought some up. So.
Heck yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's my brother over there, Aaron.
Tell him we're busy right now. We're ranking movies.
Yeah.
I think they specifically waited until he was live.
Oh, I'm sure they did, Malcolm.
They knew.
They knew.
Thanks, guys. All righty, we'll do.
What did you rank it, Chris? I lost track.
I was
got
gonna
fired.
say F.
We have to blow it out.
An F? Oh wow.
Yep,
There you
F for fire.
Okay.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
F. That is a hot take. What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Austin.
Yeah, the last time I revisited this was like a year ago, and I was absolutely shocked that it's a complete. It's not a comedy. This movie's a horror movie. It's a complete and utter horror movie about a guy, a stalker, a home invader, somebody who just will stop at nothing to destroy this dude's life. I didn't find a whole lot of comedy in it. I know it's dark comedy, but I just went as a straight horror movie. As a horror movie, it's pretty good. As a comedy, I didn't find a lot to laugh about. But yeah, it's not one of the ones I go back to either a whole lot. I think it's a solid movie. I mean, I do think Jim Carrey's doing a good job. I don't love Matthew Broderick just as a leading man in general, but I'll give it a B, like a low B. And if you're talking, Jordan, you're unmuted.
Hey, I'm here. But yeah, usually I don't ever mute it, but until people come in and like barge in. But for me, I think you guys are all crazy, especially Chris. I love The Cable Guy. I think The Cable Guy rules. I think that I really like the dark take, and like it just shows like some really cool like themes, like how his parents were never really there for him. He's like, I learned the facts of life from watching the facts of life, and he grew up on TV and like there's just some really funny stuff like when he kicks the crap out of Owen Wilson and in one scene when he goes to the like what's the King Arthur's like whatever restaurant and like does the like Silence of the Lambs. He's doing like reenacting Star Trek stuff. And for me, like I don't really buy Matthew Broderick, even though I do like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like he didn't stay cool like that. Like that was like a one-off. But like Matthew Broderick's not really like cool like that. He's like a nerd, And for this one, it actually kind of fits him like being that way, like to an extent. So yeah, for me, I'll say S tier. I have it ranked number 7th on my list, so I'm gonna say S. But Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, we're gonna give it an F. Just like a third challenge gave this movie an F. But for me, it's a B tier. For me, it's good. Good dark elements with some good comedy, some great supporting characters like Ben Stiller shows up as cameo, Jack Black as his best friend, George Siegel as Matthew Broderick's father. It's fun to see him show up. So yeah, overall, it's a B tier.
Yeah, sounds good. Ross, what do you say?
Remember, I was the one who suggested it. Remember?
Oh,
yes. And then
that's right.
I'll put in the private chat too. There was actually like this video about how Chris Farley was supposed to play it and what Chris Farley's version would have been like.
Really, that would have been really different. But what are the averages?
B tier.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so I guess we go to Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
For this, I'm gonna go for 12 Angry Men. This is a one that I've for S tier. This is one I saw for the very first time last year. It's just a great courtroom drama, and it's one of those ones I'm definitely going to revisit multiple times, and it's just one of those ones, like, for a debut film from Sidney Lumet, like, it's not often you get someone who out the gate comes out for an absolute banger of a movie, and 12 Angry Men is just great, and like all the acting was there, and it's one of those ones you really bought into, like are these jurors just trying to delay the trial, like keep talking about it because they're invested in it, or they just want to stay there. But yeah, it's a great movie. So
yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you say about 12 Angry Men?
I love 12 Angry Men. I think it is a absolutely phenomenal movie. I remember first watching this in school, and then watched it several times afterwards, and it's just a phenomenal movie. Gripping, incredible shots, incredible acting. Just everything about this movie is a masterpiece. I'm gonna go with definitely S tier with this movie.
Yeah, Austin, what do you say?
No, 100%. Yeah, it's like Malcolm said, it's kind of crazy that this was Sidney Lumet's debut movie, and he just absolutely creates, an all-timer with this one. Yeah, not only is it one of the great scripts of all time, but it's one of the great sort of one-location movies. Managed to stay interesting despite the fact that these guys never really leave this room. It has enough twists and turns. The slow build of how it starts with just the one dissenter, and he's able to, obviously turn everybody, over the course of time, and all the revelations that happen. It's really, really great. Yeah, this movie. There's a reason why people are still talking about this movie. I mean, really, 80 years later, 90 years later, whatever it is now, it's insane. And I actually wouldn't mind another new adaptation of this because we haven't had one since the early 90s. And I wouldn't mind like if they did a new adaptation of this with a new, with some current actors or whatnot, hot group actors, because it's not like they're going to change anything. I mean, this has been done on stage. It's been done, several times. So I'd look forward to if they did a new one. So, but yeah, S tier for 12 Angry Men.
I don't have this ranked like as high as some movies on my list, a little lower than I thought when I was going through it and ranking them, but it falls in that tier. Let me just double check because I think, it does fall in that tier where I will say S tier if someone else nominates it. I wasn't going to nominate it myself personally, but it is really, really good. Like, it's probably one of the my favorite classic movies out there, and especially Henry Fonda. He's really great as being like the dissenter guy that like slowly kind of convinces other people, but like how they play it though. It's almost like maybe at first he's trying to convince a few people, but then over time he's convincing himself and trying to figure out the facts for himself, and then other people just are like, yeah, what you're saying makes sense, and I don't love movies with people that are talking in rooms for too long necessarily, but when it's really interesting and it's written really well like this, then I'm all for it. So I'll say S tier. So, but Brian, what do you say?
Yes, first of all, it's very rare for Jordan to give an S tier for a movie that people talk in rooms. He's not a big fan of that. But anyways, it's S tier for sure. Perfect movie, great casting. You also see why this film has been parodying different TV shows, like some anime shows and TV shows. And also, I can see this being remade now with current actors being very interesting to see. So it's an S tier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. Ross, what do you think?
You're muted.
muted, buddy.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah. This is an S tier, definitely. I love this movie. And then for a while, I thought that juror number 4 was actually Bob Hope, but it's not. They do look a lot alike, the other juror. So yeah,
they do. Yeah. I agree with that.
This guy, that's not Bob Hope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that guy is Bob. That one was Bob, but still, this movie, I love, plus, I'd like to see another remake too, but with the younger actors in it, and plus, don't make it men either, mix it up, because courtrooms, nowadays are mixed nowadays, with men and women. So yeah.
12 Angry People.
Yeah. With, I can see Zendaya in there,
Yeah, or just whoever. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But Malcolm, what do you say?
Malcolm started. So that's a clean sweep.
That's right. Usually just keep giving people a turn until someone says I started.
All right, let's go to Chris.
Chris, who do you want to nominate?
We go back down. Sorry, I should have this ready, but let me see.
Yeah, no, totally. Right.
Yeah, Chris is a little bit of a late addition to seeing the list.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Air Force One.
Okay.
I love this movie. I think this movie is a phenomenal casting, shooting, awesome cinematography, awesome, basically action, like almost all in one area. I really think we get to see Harrison Ford really shine in this movie. I think it's absolutely an S-tier movie, and I definitely want to get this movie on 4K.
Yeah, sounds good. I think you and Steven would vibe pretty well on that one. But Austin, what do you say?
No, I really like Air Force One. Yeah, this was in the batch where everybody got their Die Hard movie. Every action star had their own little Die Hard movie, especially in the 90s. This is a really solid one. I wouldn't quite go S tier. I'd go more like an A tier, just because to me, like Die Hard is the S tier, and whatnot, and Speed, things like that. Stuff like this, or Executive Decision, or Passengers 57, I'd probably put in like an A tier, because they're really good what they do. I think Harrison Ford's good. I think it gets... it drags a little bit at the end, and that CGI plane at the end is absolutely horrible. It's just some of the worst, like when it's just bouncing all over the ocean at the end. It's awful. But it's really, really bad. I wish they would just do an alternate cut, or somebody would just update it. And just I'm sure somebody out there could make that look better.
I'll bet somebody has. You can probably find it.
Maybe.
YouTube.
But no, I mean Gary Oldman's great. He's a fun villain. Nice bevy of character actors kind of pop up and out. I don't watch it as much as some of the other Die Hard sort of copycats or whatnot, but I do think it's really good, so I'll give it an A.
Yeah. I think for me, I'm about on the same lines. Like I'd probably give it a solid A, just because I think it's good, but it just doesn't grip me yet as like some of the other kind of action movies of the time. My favorite scene though is when they're like hanging on like the rope and like trying to go from one plane to the other. Like that's pretty awesome scene. But it just like does a little for me where I'm like really entertained and I'm having fun, but I'm not thinking like this is one of the best action movies I've ever seen. I think it's just like fun. It's really fun. It's a good time. Definitely rewatchable and all that. And yeah, Gary Oldman's always a great villain. I don't know if I've ever seen Gary Oldman give a performance I don't like, but yeah. So I'll say A for Air Force One. But Brian, what do you say?
Get off my plane. I'll actually go give it an S tier. I had a lot of fun with it. That's one of my favorite Harrison Ford performances. A lot of fun, and yeah, Die Hard will play. What more could you ask for? So I'll give it an S tier.
Yeah, sounds good. Ross, what do you say?
I haven't seen it actually. It's been on my list. I have it somewhere, but I haven't seen it yet. It's been on my list. It's pretty high up on my list. So yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, then we'll go to Malcolm. What do you say?
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they didn't just do a crossover with the Air Force One pulling into the airport where Die Hard 2 took place.
Yeah, right. They could have.
We gotta land at this airport. Oh shit, terrorists are taking over that airport too. Damn, what the hell's going on? We can't
right.
Oh damn.
A double
one
dose
problem after another today.
Of terrorists, yeah. Someone's having a bad day.
But yeah, I quite like Air Force One. I do think it's a really good movie. But yeah, I'm also not that high. I'm not going to go S tier, but I'm going to go A for Air Force One.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well,
What's the one? Okay. What's the plane movie with Kurt Russell?
That's Executive Decision.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's the one where you think Steven Seagal is going to save the day and they knock him off. It's awesome.
Yeah.
If you don't like Steven Seagal, that's a great one to watch because they bring him in like he's going to lead this team and like save the day and be the hero, and then he gets like sucked out of the plane like immediately. It's great. So it's pretty good.
I need to see that because I don't like Steven Seagal.
Well, there you would like that then, Jordan, because they you totally bump him off and then they just move on without him. It's right. I mean, he gets like one or two scenes to like brood and like at the meeting room he's like trying to be the badass or whatever and saying how great he is, and then during the actual thing something goes wrong and he gets knocked off. It's pretty great. Yeah, so you should watch that. Yeah. All right, real quick, anybody want to hear my 20-second battleground defending of all these in their tiers?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. All right. So let's start with Tangled. Listen, there's a reason why nobody talks about Tangled anymore. They didn't even make a sequel. It's because it's got bland music, generic music that nobody sings, generic characters. You put Mandy Moore in the lead, who's a terrible actress, terrible voice actress at that. She couldn't even do the voice. It gets all the stuff wrong from the original source material, and it just doesn't work as a movie. There's a reason why it went to TV instead of doing a sequel. So F tier, I'm fine with that. Man on a Ledge, again, kind of a generic heist movie. You got the most bland leading man that they tried to force on us in Sam Worthington and a bevy of forgettable side actors. You got a heist that just... Again, I don't even remember what they're stealing, what they're doing. Why the hell is he on the ledge? Nobody remembers. Who cares? D tier. Iron Man 2. They tried to force too much stuff in there. It's a notorious mess of a production, as we all know. It tries to just shoehorn a whole bunch of new characters and a whole bunch of new setups for a future movie instead of focusing on what we already had with Tony Stark. Tony Stark still carries the movie. Still got some fun people in it, but it's a complete and utter disaster from start to finish, and just not very good. But him and Sam Rockwell hold it together to make it enough for a C tier. Dune Part 2, while still technically speaking, it should win all the awards and everything. Storyline still feels rushed, feels a little out of place. Some of the character turns feel forced and out of place and don't work. Zendaya is very bland in this movie. A couple of people stand out. Javier Bardem is good. Some other people is good. Again, it looks great, technically great. Technical S tier, storyline B tier. So that's where it goes. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. A Christmas classic. There's a reason why every other version of the Grinch has basically knocked off this one and taken from the original source material. It's because it's the best one. It's the one that people still go back and watch it. For God's sakes, even Kevin watches it in Home Alone, so A tier. And 12 Monkeys, absolutely visually stunning. They complete, really coming out of that Terry Gilliam really knocking it out of the park here in the 90s and that independent resurgence, getting amazing performances out of Bruce Willis, which is hard to do. Brad Pitt standout performance here, and it really put him on the map. This and Seven both that year. Great back-to-back performances, him as a mental patient. Great concept here with the dystopian diseases and all that. And again, visually, there's nothing like it quite in the 90s, so absolutely S tier. Anyways,
there you go.
All right. Right on the fly. There we go.
There you go.
So,
nice.
That's the kind of shit I would have to do in Battleground. Do this blind.
Well done,
make
sir.
it up and keep going.
Some of those ones I was gonna be like try to argue you back, but I'm like no, like it's his turn and just let him go.
No. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean I agree with all of them. I'm just saying I can do it if needed. That's what I had to do on Battleground. So whether you agree with it or not, you got to bullshit your way to the top, baby. That's what you got to do. So
it's like Tangled has great music. Come on, Mandy Moore can sing.
Exactly, really bad.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Anyways, let's get back to a favorite of mine. A movie that I've watched over and over again. That's in my 128. I'm gonna go with Up in the Air in the S tier. This is phenomenal stuff here. I still think it's Jason Reitman's best movie. George Clooney just absolutely carrying this movie. It's awesome. Of course, it's all of our future wives. Anna Kendrick being as sexy as she'll ever be, and this is the movie where I fell in love with her. But as Jason Reitman does, he puts a ton of just great supporting actors in here. You got Jason Bateman, you got J.K. Simmons, Zach Galifianakis, Vera Farmiga. Everybody that pops up is somebody. It's a lot of fun. Just one of those like infinitely rewatchable movies. Just watching him do all this travel stuff that he does, it's really great. Some of those montages, and it has a heart to it, despite of the job he's doing firing people. He finds a way to make it kind of sympathetic and whatnot, and it's just a really fascinating sort of character study and a job study. So I love Up in the Air. I think it's great. S tier.
I think for me, like I really like Up in the Air. I think it's really, really good. I do think it gets a tad overrated in this community, just slightly, but I mean, it's still really, really good. Like it's still like great dialogue, the way it's written. George Clooney pretty much steals the show for me, but I mean, J.K. Simmons, he's great. I even like seeing Danny McBride like pop up at the end. He's like part of like a couple or like something at the end. I can't remember what exactly.
He's getting married.
But yeah, he's that. Yeah, and then yeah, like Vera Farmiga, you see her quote like naked, but it's not really her.
Not
but
her,
that's
unfortunately.
But
So you can look it up.
yeah, but so I think that it's really good, and I'm going to continue to go back to, because one thing I like to do is just really try to appreciate movies more. I like to have movies move up on my list versus down, you know, the more that I watch them. But for right now, it's at an A tier for me. So I'll say A. But Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, we'll give Up in the Air an A as well. I like the movie. Love the whole different scenes you can go visit, like Las Vegas, Detroit, all those scenes. Great supporting characters: Jason Bateman, J.K. Simmons, Sam Elliott as the pilot is very good casting. So overall, good A tier.
I'm still trying to appreciate the amount of people talking in rooms in Up in the Air too. I'm trying to like find that balance. But
they're in a lot of different rooms, George. They go everywhere in that movie.
It is true. Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah,
they're literally flying all over the country. That whole movie.
Yeah, right. But Ross.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet. It's on my list.
Ross, you got to see Up in the Air. Damn it! You know
I will. It'll be next. Don't worry. I promise.
Right. Yeah. But
you have seen me liking it or no? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Up in the Air is great. It totally belongs up in the S tier. Yeah, it's one that I've gone back a few times, and it's and I've just loved it more and more every watch it. Like and I honestly think it's properly rated in this community personally, but so S tier.
Yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you say about Up in the Air?
I actually haven't ever seen this movie, and I know it comes up a lot on here.
Oh, damn it!
It's a Max, so I really don't have an excuse.
I know you don't.
Yeah. Well, I think there's still 3 S's.
No, it's two S's.
I give it A.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. You're right.
All right. What other Air movies can we nominate? Do we have just the movie Air? What about the Air up there? Is that down there? How about Next Day Air?
Or like Air America?
Yeah, Air America. Can we write some more Air movies?
Or Airplane?
That could be a tournament fight.
Airport.
Yeah, right.
Let's just pick a word, Malcolm, and make a whole bracket out of it. That's right.
Well, I think you've got about 3 airport movies to put it.
Oh
yeah,
no,
right.
There's 5 airport movies. I got the box set right next to me, Malcolm. You kidding me? It's Airport 75, Airport 76, Airport 77. All right. Yeah. Anyways, Jordan.
Yeah, for me, so usually on like a tier rank, I don't start right at the top because we can nominate some of those ones later. I think people will be more like on the same page as me, but I'm gonna go with one of my favorite biopics of all time. This movie is great, and it's another one that I saw multiple times in
Mr. Magoo. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Mr. Magoo. No.
Yes.
No, I'm gonna go with Walk the Line. So, and
White Chicks. All right. White Chicks. Yeah. The biopic.
The story of black cops and whiteface. Yeah. But, so Walk the Line. I think that for me, like it was like the first I mean, not like exposure to Joaquin Phoenix. He's been working for a while, but the first time that I'm like really just being like, wow, like he really can like just like do something great and just like carry a movie and then just blow people away by his performance, and it's just really, really good. And when I first saw it, I thought maybe it was a little long, but I went and saw it a second time, and then the second time I was like no, like it's probably fine. That's as long as it needs to be, and then Reese Witherspoon playing like June Carter, like she's really good. And I don't know, I mean, I don't know if they have any moments or scenes where Joaquin Phoenix is actually singing. I don't think so. I think it's all like the voiceover, because Johnny Cash is a hard one to duplicate. That voice is like one of a kind, and then you got a few supporting characters. You got, I think, like Robert Patrick plays his dad or something, and then Jennifer Goodwin's in there. Like it could be his sister. I'm not sure, but yeah. So it's really good and just really like a gripping, maybe one of the best biopics out there. So I'll go walk the line. Brian, what do you say?
I see Walk Hard. Does that count or no?
Nope, sorry.
So yeah, I haven't seen Walk the Line. I only see Walk Hard.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you got to see it because it's really good. but Ross, what do you say?
I'm gonna say an A. I like this. I really like this movie. I don't love it. Because like it's just a traditional biopic, and I think that like Walk Hard actually is a better biopic. I'm not a real person, but still, like Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon are great. So I'm gonna put it in the A, but I wouldn't, like high A.
Well, maybe with this group we should pretend. What if Walk Hard didn't exist? Then what?
Yeah,
what would you
right,
rate
it?
but
it does exist.
I know it does, but it shouldn't hurt the movie though, because they're two separate movies. But anyways, but Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, no, I just it's one of those ones like it is actually Joaquin Phoenix singing all the songs in the movie. Like he like
it is.
It is
wow.
like
I didn't know that. Jeez.
Yeah, no, when he was cast in the role,
job.
like Joaquin Phoenix actually met Johnny Cash months before hearing about the movie.
Oh, cool.
And it's and just the like, and to have that kind of dedication for a biopic, I think is great. And yeah, and I love Walk the Line. Well, yeah, like with Walk Hard, like it does make it hard to look at the real movie without seeing the stuff that they parodied in it too. Because I did have that issue when I actually watched Ray for the first time earlier in the year, because Ray's another one that they parodied a lot in Walk Hard.
Yeah.
But, it's Ray and Walk the Line are essentially the two that they take the piss out of in Walk Hard. Essentially, like all the different scenes and whatnot. Yeah.
But yeah, I love Walk the Line. I think it's great. So it's easily an S tier for me.
Yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you say about Walk the Line?
I love Walk the Line. I remember seeing this movie in theaters and it blowing me away. I definitely don't get the A tiers for this. I definitely don't get the lower levels for this. This movie is just a masterpiece. I'm going to argue after this, it was hard to kind of see Joaquin Phoenix outside of this role because he did such a good job with it. But of course, he came back for Joker and killed it. But this movie is the quintessential, outside of Ray, the quintessential biopic pick, because I felt like he really became that person. You felt like he was Johnny Cash. I know that makes a little more sense since you get to meet him. That's incredible. I love this movie.
Yeah.
S tier for sure.
Sounds good. Austin, what do you say?
Yeah, no, it's a really good movie that I don't go back to a whole ton. Again, and I only say that Walk Hard just makes it hard to watch any going forward. Like you go and watch the Bob Marley biopic and they literally have scenes in there that Walk Hard would just demolish, like right out of that movie. Same with the Whitney Houston movie. It's like they've just learned nothing from that parody and they just continue to do the same formula. I mean, I think it's an S tier performance and an A tier movie. I think that's the case with a lot of biopics. I think they cast the person first and then they kind of fill in the gaps later. Biopics are not my go-to genre of movies just because so many of them are kind of formulaic and like a lot of don't do anything that interesting other than Rocket Man. I think that the Elton John biopic Rocket Man at least tries to do some different stuff.
I agree.
In that movie, like with the sort of music video kind of thing that they do in that movie. So I'm gonna go A tier. So 3 and 2, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll hang for now, and then we'll see what happens.
But we will be doing a best biopic tournament, but I had to push it. I had it set for June, but I want to do this hot take episode that we've been talking about, so I had to push it back a little bit. But we're still gonna do it. So, but anyways, it is
about to be
Brian now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go for their S tier. I'll go for Django Unchained.
Yeah.
Yep. That's here for me. Love the whole Western aspect. Jamie Foxx and Christopher Waltz has great chemistry, and the two characters try to get back Broomhilda, played by Kerry Washington. So great actor cameo show up. You get Jonah Hill showing up for a cameo. Leonardo DiCaprio great as the villain Calvin Candy. One of my favorite Samuel Jackson performances as I believe he's the butler, I believe, in the film. But overall, it's an S tier for me, so S for Django.
Yeah, sounds good. Ross, what do you say about Django Unchained?
This is definitely like an S tier movie. Like this is actually like probably my second favorite movie on the list. It's my second favorite Tarantino, and I think it actually has Leonardo DiCaprio's greatest performance. So yeah, this is definitely like an S tier movie. So
Yeah, I would not argue any of those points. Yeah, but Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I like Django Unchained. I do think it's a good movie, but it's not one I overly go back to a lot. And yeah, so I'm gonna go A.
Yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you say about Django Unchained?
Django Unchained is an incredible movie. Definitely belongs in the S tier for sure. I mean, I think that only because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is probably like my number one of his movies of all time. But they're still not that far behind as far as where I would rank them. This movie is an absolutely incredible film. The performances he gets out of these characters is raw and real, and it just, wow. It sort of grabs you by the throat and drags you along for the ride.
Yeah, for sure. Austin, what do you say?
Yeah, no, it's I bounced back between this and Hateful Eight as my favorite Tarantino movie. As of right now, Hateful Eight just has the slight edge, but it's like basically depends on my mood that day. But yeah, it's still like a top 20 movie of all time. I've watched this so many damn times. I probably watched this movie 50 or 60 times since it came out. Like, I love it. I think it's very, very rewatchable. Great performances all around. No, it's easy S tier.
Yeah, I think it's an easy S also. Like, I'm pretty sure that we've done best westerns before on here, but
yes, you have alternative fights.
Yeah, but like, it could be interesting to maybe do it as a tier ranker sometimes. I'm just trying to think of what my like top 10 westerns of all time would be. Just kind of thinking of it in my mind, and like this one would be there for sure. Like, there's no question. Like, it's probably my top 5 modern westerns of all time, and yeah, like just so many great performances. I mean, like Christoph Waltz, like he's great in it. And then Jamie Foxx, Walton Goggins, like he's great in it too. And then just a lot of the like usual players that are in, like Don Johnson, he's in that, and like even Kerry Washington for a female performance. So yeah, like it's just really, really good stuff, and like some frightening stuff. They're literally making like slaves fight to the death, and it's for their like amusement and enjoyment. So like it's dark, but it's really well done the way that's done. So yeah, that's an easy S. So
yeah. And there's a theater, art house theater in Asheville that's going to show the night before I leave for my vacation. They're going to show the original Django in a theater, which could be awesome.
Yep, and then the original Django is actually in the movie too.
Yeah, I know. Franco.
Oh, yes.
I've talked about that multiple times.
Where he is? Okay, like do you remember like the?
Yeah, I know what he says.
No, I'm telling you,
silent. Yeah, I know.
Jordan didn't know that. That's why Jordan.
Yeah.
I've told Jordan that 10 times. He knows that.
I probably heard it. It's not a fact that's like stuck really well, but yeah.
Yeah, he's also the Italian continental guy from John Wick Chapter 2. That's Franco Nero.
Yeah.
Nice. No, he's an Italian legend.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
What you got, Russ?
Let's go with the bad movie for
a bad one. All right.
Sure.
Beastly.
All right.
Okay.
The movie where the Beast looks like a racist skinhead in prison.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. So this movie is awful. I've seen it. I do not like it. It's boring. Vanessa Hudgens, I do like. But like they're trying to make that guy a thing. Like I think that Alex Pettyfer is just
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, they tried to make him a thing for. Was he the I Am Number 4 guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in that.
Correct.
All right. Oh, he's in your movie, Jordan. He's in Time, the movie you love.
Oh yeah, he plays one of the rich dudes or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, he's in a movie
End of
that's
the
in
Wheel-
theaters right now. Alex Pettyfer. He's in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. He plays the Apple guy. The
Oh,
planner.
I love that movie.
He was also a Stormbreaker. Alex Squire Stormbreaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And also, it's like the one time Mary Kay Olsen came back for some reason for this movie. So
Interesting. Yeah, they tried to make him a thing for a little while.
yeah.
That's true.
But Malcolm, what do you say about Beastly?
I don't think I've ever seen this. It's been one that's been intriguing me to want to see, but I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, that's all right. Chris, what do you say?
I can't say I've ever seen this movie.
All right, we'll see if enough people have even seen it. Austin,
I haven't seen it, but you know me, I love bad movies, so I kind of want to watch it now.
Yeah,
I love me a good bad movie, so yeah, no, I may have to at some point, but I haven't seen it.
Well, I've seen it, and the only reason why I'm not going to give it an F, I'll give it a D, because there's a moment at the end of the movie, and it totally caught me off guard. Every once in a blue moon, there's a moment at the end of a movie or just a random spot that'll make me cry just a little bit. This movie actually freaking made me cry just for like a slight little bit, and I was shocked. I surprised myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, they went there, and I was like, that's really cool. But it was only for like a slight moment. It wasn't enough to really elevate the movie any higher than a D for me. But it did do something cool near the end that I really like. So I'll give it a D. and yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to be Beauty and the Beast, but you barely even get that out of it. I don't know, but yeah. But Brian, what do you say?
I haven't seen it. It looks as bad as it should be.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? For this one, I'll believe you. I'll leave it an F tier. That's fine.
Yeah.
Looks like shit.
You can leave it there.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's an F tier poster. Alex Pettyfer looks like the Splice chick on that.
Yeah,
poster.
right.
Yes.
Even I'm not going to argue. Like I said, D, but if you want to
he combines with. He looks like the Splice chick combined with like Deadpool in like X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh yeah. Well, they're supposed to make him ugly looking. I guess that's what ugly to them is. It's like a racist skinhead looking guy. Yeah.
Yeah. But just quickly, because it's really interesting. I'm going to play the director's game for the director of Beastly, because it was directed by Daniel Barnes.
Yeah.
His first movie was The Cutting, which I don't know what it is. Then he followed it up with a movie called Phoebe in Wonderland. Then he did Beastly. Then after that, he did Won't Back Down. And then the last movie he directed was the Jennifer Aniston movie Cake. And then he did a movie called Generation, a TV series called Generation, and that was the last thing he's ever done. So.
Well, so we had one good movie, Cake, and that was it. All right.
What kind of cake, though?
Yeah, right.
Splice. It looks like Splice, just without the face tattoos.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Well, all they have to do is just move the eyes out further, just like do like a weird like AI thing, and then move his eyes out, and then it looks like.
Right.
Wow. Okay, I can see it. That's just cool.
Yeah.
But
Malcolm.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go for one that that I really love. That I don't know where this is going to go, and that's the Fablemans. And I'm going to go for the S tier.
Okay.
Look, and this is one of those ones like I really like this. Surprised me how much I was going to enjoy it. Because like it's one of those ones like the plot because kind of how I feel at the moment is like someone who wants his dreams and will do anything to sort of achieve them, and it's a passion project for Spielberg for a reason because it's essentially his life, and that there's a lot of things like Michelle Williams is going a little bit too far as the mum, but it's one of those ones like it could just be that that's kind of how Spielberg remembered his mum too. So, but it's one of those movies I really enjoyed, and I'm definitely going to go back and watch it more times. So yeah, Fabelmans, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd love to see like some behind the scenes of like Spielberg actually directing Michelle Williams, if he's telling her to ham it up like that, or if she's just doing it, you know. So it's just kind of interesting. But Chris, what do you say about the Fabelmans?
So I remember waiting on the Fabelmans. I remember hearing a lot of like negative things about this movie. So I waited, and finally dropped on like HBO Max. It is one of those movies that surprised the hell out of me though. I went into this movie with pretty low expectations, and it blew me away. This movie is absolutely an S tier movie from beginning to end. It grips. It is gripping. Incredible character, sort of a deep dive into film and what kind of made him love film. I love the performances of everyone, including Paul Dano as his dad, which is just awesome. Especially after seeing Paul Dano as the Riddler, of course, just a much different role. I mean, that guy can play everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but here's a question for you guys: do you think Judd Hirsch deserved a supporting actor nomination? I don't think so.
No.
He was not a supporting actor.
No,
he was a cameo.
I mean, people can get nominated for one scene. It's happened before. I'm not against it in principle, but you have to really be great. I mean, the thing I always cite is Ned Beatty got nominated for Network for the one monologue, but it's an awesome monologue, like an awesome scene. So, and he has a lot of presence. So I'm not against it, but that scene, I remember seeing it in the movie, just didn't do anything for me. I was like, okay, that was it. All right. And we're not going to see him again. Cool. I feel like that was like a career nomination or something. I don't know. I have very mixed feelings on the Fabelmans. I was not as high as the rest of the world seemed to be on it. I haven't been as high on any Spielberg movie really since like the mid 2000s. I get that it's a personal movie. I get that that's how he remembers Michelle Williams, but good God, does she like kill this movie for me? I was so annoyed with her the entire time. Every time she's on screen, so melodramatic.
Yeah.
me, and the whole thing centers around her. So it's like all the storylines revolve around her, and it's grating. It was so I was dying in the theater. I mean, the movie has good stuff. I think anytime the kid is making his movies, like the military movie, when he's like making it, that's cool. When he's making the the Western and whatnot, like when he's like when they focus on that, when the kid's like making the movie, I was cool with it. I liked it. All that other stuff just didn't work for me. The ending scene with the director, is fun. I can't go above like a B for it just because Michelle Williams kills any chance of that movie being an S tier for me.
Yeah, I think that I'm kind of with you. Like I absolutely hated her performance. It was just awful for me. Just the over the top blubbering and just seemed like she was really overacting kind of thing. Like it just kind of makes me think of like the bloopers from Liar Liar. Overactor, well, that's Michelle Williams. Someone should splice those together. But there just wasn't a lot that I really cared about because like the Academy really loves movies that are about like Hollywood and like the making of movies. They like to like stroke their own egos, or I don't know what it is, but it's like, but like for me, really the only thing that I really loved about this was Paul Dano, and Paul Dano was amazing in this. I thought he was great, and I kind of like Seth Rogen. Like he was all right, but just because I like Seth Rogen overall, but yeah, there just wasn't like really anything that really did anything that like impressive for me. I haven't really been I'm kind of the same way. Also, haven't been a fan of Steven Spielberg since maybe like War of the Worlds or Catch Me If You Can, something like that. I just don't care about most of his other stuff in between that. So I think for me that it's like a C for me. It's just not. It doesn't do a lot for me. I'm gonna say C. So, Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I do quite enjoy the film. I like the main actor, Gabriel LaBelle, who we'll see as Lord Michaels as the movie Korea. I think this year after.
Dang.
Yeah, he's playing Lord
that
Michaels.
That movie will be cool, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, for for this, I'll give it an S. I quite enjoy the movie a lot. I enjoy Seth Rogen in a lot of the movie. He plays Seth Rogen himself. Play a great character as the uncle. I love the relationship between the kid and the father, and it's a comfort movie. So I'll give it an S.
Okay. Ross, what do you
Oh,
say?
I'm here. Sorry, yeah, but you know, this movie's a C. I don't like it. I'm gonna be watching because I'm going through Steven Spielberg's whole filmography, and then like I'm actually on Warhorse right now, which is an underrated movie. But yeah, this movie, she annoyed me, and plus, like, you know, like if you'll notice too, Spielberg gave his character no flaws at all, so that's what made it boring for me too.
Yeah,
so,
that is true.
so yeah, this is a C at best.
All right,
Yeah.
this one's all over the place because we got 3 S's, a B, and 2 C's. So yeah.
What did Malcolm give
Maybe-
it? Chris picked it. I don't think Malcolm was gone about it.
I nominated.
Malcolm nominated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't nominate Rush.
Yeah.
I would have. I would nominate.
Maybe
I think
low
it's
S or high
A for now. It could get bumped up, maybe if nothing else gets up in there. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it'll be at the top of A for right now. Yeah.
But just quickly to Jordan's point, like they loved it enough to nominate the Oscars. It didn't win anything.
Yeah, it didn't win nothing. Yeah, they just scored a goose egg.
I mean, even Babylon, which is also about making movies.
It was like Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, like getting nominated a whole bunch of times and winning nothing.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
But
I would have supported Mia Goth for Pearl over Michelle Williams 100%.
Me too.
100%. Yeah, Wolf's watching.
I was gonna maybe have Wolf. I had him on as a backup, but I asked Chris first. So
no, it's all good. All right, so we'll go up to Chris. Let me scroll down for you, and here we go.
So I'm going to nominate American Tail.
American Tail, okay.
And I'm going to nominate this for S tier. I think this movie is phenomenal, from the music to the writing to the art style. It's just all around movies. I think that like one of the movies that first kind of rips out my heart as a kid watching this movie, and I've since watched it as an adult, and it's just so good. Don Bluth masterpiece. Absolutely S tier.
Yeah. Austin, what do you say about him?
Yeah, no, my history with American Tail is weird because it's like I watched Fievel Goes West more than I watched this one, because this one's kind of gets like really dark at times. But again, as an adult, that's what I kind of like about it, because Don Bluth wasn't afraid to go a little darker, do some more kind of horrific imagery. He makes the cats kind of scary and all that, which I dig. I like the score. I like it's funny, we're talking about we just talked about a Spielberg directed movie. Now we're talking about a Spielberg produced movie with American Tail. But yeah, I mean, I like an American Tail and Fievel Goes West. They would probably both be like A tiers for me, because I couldn't put it as high as like some of the early 90s Disney stuff, because that's kind of like S tier level kind of stuff. So I can't go as high as that, but I'd go A tier, because I do like both the first 2 American Tail movies. I think they're really, really well done, and they're definitely top level Bluth, that's for sure. Because I've seen some bad Don Bluth. This is nowhere near bad Don Bluth. Go watch like The Pebble and the Penguin. That's some shitty Don Bluth in the 90s. But I'll give it A tier.
Or we're back. That is our story.
That movie's like watchable, but it's weird. It's not great.
Well, man, it's just been so long since I've seen this. Like, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, because I remember when I was a kid, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I just thought
you might like it more as an adult, honestly, I did. I think it's got some good immigrant story kind of stuff in there. It's actually really good. Yeah,
the movie just kind of bores me. I don't care about the music other than Somewhere Out There. I mean, like some of the other songs I don't even like No Cats in America, or like whatever. I don't know. It just doesn't really like do anything for me. And also, I grew up watching Fievel Goes West way more, because I think that this movie's more of just like a just all about the writing, and I think there might be one that's even harder for kids to really glom onto and really like connect with. That like maybe like it might be one of the Don Bluth ones, maybe even more for adults. I don't know, like for adults, but adults can watch with their whole family, with their kids and everything, So it's just like. I really want to like rate it pretty low here, but just because I haven't seen it for so long, I'll be kind and I'll give it a C for me. But I just don't care that much about it.
You can say abstain since you don't remember anything about it.
Well, I remember seeing them having to like immigrate, and I remember seeing the cats coming out, and they're like hiding from the cats, and they get to like Ellis Island and all that. So I remember some of like enough to really like talk about it. So yeah, but Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, speaking of Don Bluth, I'll be seeing him at a con this year. He's doing a lot of con circuits, so see
He
him
is,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
cool.
for this, I'll give it a slight A. I enjoyed the movie, but it's been a while since I've seen that one. More of a Final Goes West person, so I'll give it an A.
Yeah. Ross, what do you say?
Oh,
about
definitely, this
American
is an F movie. You know, like I love Don Bluth. In fact, you know, like a Don Bluth movie, you know, who was mad at Disney, actually came out the same day as a Disney movie, and I think the Don Bluth movie is better. You know, The Land Before Time came out on the same day as Oliver and Company, and I prefer Land Before Time. But yeah, this movie's great.
Same.
I like Land Before Time more, but still, you know, the American Tail is still an S tier because you know I love how dark it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, just very quickly, a bit of random fact I found out about Don Bluth is he directed a music video for the band Scissor Sisters.
Oh wow.
He did it for the song Mary.
My first roommate always listened to Scissor Sisters. It's weird.
Mhm.
I don't know.
But yeah, I love An American Tail. I think it's great. And it's absolutely S tier for me. And it's just one of those childhood movies that I'm always going to go back to. And if I'm ever lucky enough to have kids, I'll probably show them this as well. So yeah.
All right.
Well, I'll probably stay in S.
It'll stay there for now. Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's on the chopping block, but it'll be there for now.
Yeah.
Austin, you got another? So let's go with the movie. Hopefully everybody agrees. One of the great sci-fi time loop movies ever. Let's go Edge of Tomorrow for S tier.
Right.
I think one of the most entertaining movies, probably of the 2010s, and a really rewatchable movie. I mean, it does the time loop concept, I think, in a unique way, you know, with the way they skip around, you know, certain things and just kind of jump, you know, forwards and backwards in time, literally. The way they have to strategize to you know, him and Emily Blunt to work together. Come on, this is one of the great Bill Paxton performances. I love Bill Paxton. You'll probably see him this movie on me and Jacob's favorite actor thing because I love Paxton. This will probably be in there. I think he's awesome. This movie rules. It's very rewatchable. So let's go Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah. You actually stole my next pick, which is good because I'm not talk about something else because this movie is awesome. Yeah, this movie is an absolute. There's a reason why the new intro I haven't seen from Edge of Tomorrow because I think the action's really cool. I think that like they do sci-fi really well. The way that they involve the military, and then Emily Blunt's character is really badass, and just like seeing him having to figure it out every time. I think it's cool that like every time that it kind of comes back, there's Bill Paxton right there saying his little monologue like over and over again, and it's good stuff. And then just seeing the different ways that he interacts with all the different soldiers, and then you get to see the aliens too, and it's just like it's really really good. Like I doubt we'll ever get a sequel, but man, like you can hope though that maybe one day they'll do one because I'd be all for it, but before Tom Cruise gets too old. But so it's an easy S tier, so I'll say S for Edge of Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I've seen Edge of Tomorrow, but it's been a while since I've seen it, so I have to slightly abstain from this vote.
Sounds good. No worries. Ross, what do you say?
Okay. Yeah, I watched this for the first time last year, and I love this movie. You know, I love it how it's almost like a video game. How you die, and then you have to progress forward, and then you die more.
It is, yeah.
Progressing. So this movie is an S tier, you know, and I think a sequel will happen, but I'm not. You know, I think it will, but yeah. So So this movie is definitely like an S tier.
Yeah, there's the time loop video game that I was streaming for a while, but I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Oh, it's called Deathloop. Yeah. Yeah, that game's awesome. Yeah. So there's some videos of me streaming it, but like I just don't have time for very many video games in my life. But whenever I do, I might stream some more. I don't know. But Malcolm, what do you say?
But yeah, apparently, in the meeting that Tom Cruise had with Warner Bros. Early in the year, apparently they would, a potential sequel to Edge of Tomorrow was something that they discussed in that meeting.
Okay, yeah. Well, hopefully it happens.
But yeah, Edge of Tomorrow's. I haven't seen this in a while. I'm probably going to be rewatching it this week in preparation for Rankin this Sunday because we're doing Emily Blunt movies.
Cool.
There you go.
And yeah, I actually started watching it last night, but then then forgot it, then paused it for something, didn't go back to it. Then when I got back this morning, it was off Netflix. Was that last day in between?
Really?
Oh, I think it's also
seems to happen to you, Malcolm.
Well,
It happens.
what I'm about to say is it's also on Amazon Prime. I think it's still there. So
okay,
it was on 2 places. So
okay.
But yeah, I love it. S tier is probably where it belongs. So yes.
Yeah. Chris, what do you say about The Edge of Tomorrow?
I love this movie, and it's one of those movies that I kept holding out hope that we'd actually get a sequel to. It is one of those movies that I kind of went into with mixed expectations. I remember the trailer not really giving too much away about this movie, and it just blowing me away. It felt kind of like Tom Cruise. You can see him kind of really acting up, I guess you could say. And Emily Blunt is sort of the playing beside him is awesome. It's just a great, great movie, and the action scenes are just brutal. Like you want.
Yeah.
It's a great movie, absolutely S tier film.
All right,
good. So, be S tier for.
All right, sounds good. All right, let's.
Was this Bill Paxton's last movie or no?
Not his last one because he still did Nightcrawler after that. He still did. There's a couple of things later. Yeah, but this was like one of his bigger last roles.
I remember though, like I now always use Bill Paxton as an example at the Oscars. Why when people say maybe they didn't have enough time to put this person in, I said no. Bill Paxton died the morning of the Oscars, and they had him in there.
Yeah, right. In the morning of, yeah. So. But I guess it's my turn to pick one or nominate one. So yeah, I'm gonna go with one that could be. I'm not gonna say a hot take, but I don't know if maybe just one other person might say S here, but we'll see. But I'm gonna go with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. So because I love that one, I even like it better than the original one, but they're like neck and neck. Like I really love the one from 1990, but like this one just holds a special place in my heart because it's more of like a nostalgia thing because like this is the one that I grew up watching, the one that like all the voices that they just kind of resonate with me. I even like the like I don't know which April I like better because this one you got Paige Turco or whatever, and like I kind of like her because. Like she just kind of has like a different relationship with the turtles in her own way. She just creates like her own kind of thing with them, and like I just like all the lines like the like perpetual pre-made donut or whatever, and they're giving it to Toka and Razor and stuff. And for me, I have to kind of think about it as like. They're doing a lot of things where like they're skirting the edge of what Ninja Turtles are. It's like they're not going to have Rocksteady and Bebop. They're going to have Toka and Razor. They're not going to use their weapons, but they're going to do other things. But they still make it work, though. They make it still like a fun, just awesome movie. Despite that, I like Ernie Reyes Jr. just being the kind of human connection that they can connect with the human world. And I mean, I wish they would have had Casey Jones. That could have been a connection there, but. They bring him back in the third, but I think that like that it works. I like the like opening scene in the mall. I think that's fun. I think the Shredders are really menacing, especially like Super Shredder and the Go Ninja Go.
Yeah, he's so menacing for his 12 seconds of screen time, and before he immediately dies under a collapsing pier. That's stupid. Stupid.
Yeah, they should have done more. I mean, for the Super Shredder, but they have the regular Shredder in it more. But yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna say S tier for Secret of the Ooze, just because I think that it's fun and it's nostalgia for me. So I love this one. So yeah, but Brian, what do you say?
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Yeah, I'm gonna guess I'll give it I'll give it an S for this one. It's a fun sequel. You get Kevin Nash as Super Shredder, you get Brian Tachi as Professor Nurse fame as Leonardo, I believe he's voiced. And it's a lot of fun for a sequel, so I'll give it an S for Jordan.
Yeah. Thanks, Brian. And also, like, despite a little nitpicks you can have, just think about how much fun you have with this. Like,
Exactly.
It's just about the feeling and the fun you have with it. It's just like really high for me. So, but Ross, what do you say?
Oh, this is a B movie. It's nowhere near the first, but it's nowhere near as bad as the third. So this is like right in the middle of the B, high B. It's okay, you know. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. So yeah, B.
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you say about Secret of the Ooze?
Yeah, that very quick, because I think I put this on my Facebook one time when I found this out. But Shredder is played by the guy who played Pierre Chang in Lost.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right.
And I'm sure Austin's going to mention, it. But Super Shredder was Kevin Nash.
Yes,
yeah.
I said that.
Yeah, that's what's said. Yeah, it's. Yeah, but again, for all of 10 seconds, it's great.
Francois Chow for Shredder, yeah.
But anyway, like, I'm not that big on the original Turtles movies at all. I've said this before. It's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna go C.
Yeah, like this is Secret of the Ooze is like the Batman Forever of Ninja Turtles movies for me. They kind of like go that way.
You're not selling it anymore.
I don't know, but I love Batman Forever, and like I think that movie's fun. It's fun. Like it's not like a great movie if you nitpick it, but it's fun. You have a lot of fun.
Batman Forever is aging very poorly.
Yeah, but Chris, what do you say?
I love this movie, and it was definitely an incredible sequel to the first one, which is just that's like S tier. This one's definitely probably right next to it for me. They do an incredible job with the sequel, and yeah, go Ninja, go Ninja, go Ninja, awesome, and especially getting to hear Vanilla Ice doing that live.
Yeah, he was at the Boise Music Festival.
Turtles tattoo and everything was freaking incredible with you, man. So yeah, dude, easy S tier for me. I don't get names in this movie. You guys clearly aren't fun. It's all right.
Well, it depends. Yeah, depends who it is. Brian's fun. But Austin?
Look, the original one is an S tier. I think the original one's really, really good. It's got some dark themes in it a little bit. It's got a good score. It's got it's filmed really well. This one, I just think objectively it's inferior in every single aspect. They don't use their weapons, so it's inherently stupid in that way. They dumb it down for 4-year-olds in this one. The humor is worse. I laugh out loud maybe twice in this movie. When the original one, I actually still do laugh out loud quite a bit. You take away Casey Jones, which takes away points for me, he was one of the best things about the original, and he's gone in this one. I think you have a terrible villain. I think Token and Razor are awful, like knockoffs of Bebop and Rocksteady. I think Shredder has nothing to do in this movie. I think the Paige Turco just doesn't work for me as April. Look, as much as it's silly and fun to play the Vanilla Ice thing, it's kind of embarrassing when you watch it as an adult. You're like, really? All right. Ernie Reyes Jr. is a bright spot. Like, he's good. I mean, because I love Surf Ninjas, but he's not in the movie enough. There's long periods of this movie where he's just not there. And then we cut back to him. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot Ernie Reyes Jr. is in this movie. Let's cut back to him for 30 seconds and then cut away. I think this movie is vastly inferior in every way to the original. I think if you're a kid, you'll like it, but the original one I still go back to a lot, and this one I don't. It's a C tier.
But you have fun with it, though. You still have
That's
fun.
The weird
I had fun with it when I was like 10, bro. I'm 38 years old now.
That's the weird thing about this one.
The original one, I can watch the original one again and still have a good time because I think it's better shot, technically better. It's got that good stuff. Like it's some good the themes in there. You got the Danny stuff, which is good. Like this one has none of that, Jordan. None of that. None of that stuff at all. So to put it right next to the original, I think is a mistake. I think that's just objectively not the same. So
it does have a little Casablanca connection, Chris. Like when like Michelangelo's talking to April when they're about to go in the sewers, like, well, the lives of two people don't mean a hill of beans in this crazy old world outside. That's why you're getting on that plane. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Like, and they do that whole line.
Yeah, but like, and plus, like, you know, like there's something weird about like Ernie Reyes Jr. disappearing in this movie. He's built up in the beginning like he's gonna be the main character.
Yeah, that. They kind of do.
And then he disappears for like ever. Yeah. And they come back to him for the one scene where he's like doing the tryout, and then he's gone again for another half an hour. And then we never like see him again. Like, what the fuck happens to him? He just they forgot about his storyline. He's gone.
I don't think well, they kind of played him out like maybe he was going to be the main character, but I don't think he was meant to be. He was just kind of like, we need someone who can like go undercover with the foot, so let's call back this guy.
And they don't do anything with that storyline at all. It just drop it. It doesn't pay off.
Apparently, Michael Dry White had an uncredited cameo in the movie. He didn't even want to be credited in the movie.
Wow, that's funny. Well, we got 3 S's still, so. I mean, doesn't 3 S's keep it up there in the chopping?
Yes.
Because the Fablemans, it did. It's got the same as the Fablemans. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's
then.
Exactly the same. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Like, yeah. I'll leave it at that. But we'll go to Brian. You got another pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the F movie this time.
Okay.
And I'll go for Space Jam Legacy for F tier.
Oh,
for F. Okay, I thought you said S for him, and I'm like,
whoa, no,
whoa.
I mean, the first movie is a five sports movie, but the second one overshadows you all the Warner Bros. Material. It's like a whole commercial for HBO Max. The LeBron James is decent as the main character, but they should have been animation and live action do the work. The only saving grace is when we couldn't allude to, they show like Mad Max World, Austin Powers, that's the only saving grace, but overall it's F tier. I hope we get Coyote exactly this happen, but although what happen, although they will, but it's F tier for Space Jam New Legacy.
Yeah. Ross, what do you say for Space Jam?
Oh, this is an F tier. Yeah, I don't like this movie at all. You know, like it's a rip-off of my favorite. It rips off the story of my favorite movie of all time, Hook. So yeah, so that's another thing going against it. You know, like so yeah, it's just not good. And then like Al G rhythm, give me a break.
Yeah, that is like really cringy. Yeah, that's fair. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, Space Jam: A New Legacy is basically Warner Bros. Going, look at all the stuff we own.
Yeah,
it's like even stuff that maybe shouldn't be in a kids movie. But it's one of those ones like I'm not that harsh on it. I still don't think the movie is that good. But it's one of those ones like because with everyone that I don't know if they just didn't try get the people to actually reprise some of those roles of the cameos, or if they just ran out of money to try and get them, because like I think just about everyone in that fight in that scene, I think they're all like cosplayers and all that, and yeah, but I'm not that harsh on it. I think it was somewhat fun, but I'm still not going to argue it for much higher than a D, so D.
Yeah. Chris, what do you say?
You're muted.
Yeah.
Still can't hear you, buddy.
Chris,
I will see words.
I don't think he's on mute.
Turn on your headset. You probably turned your headset off.
Maybe when you went to the bathroom. I don't know.
Is that better?
There you go.
There we go.
Okay, I don't know how the hell that happened. Okay, so I was going to say, I definitely don't think this movie is as low as everyone else makes it. It took me a moment to watch this movie. But I mean, I enjoyed it for the most part, but it's definitely not as good as the first one. But with that being said, I'd probably put it at a B.
Okay, yeah, that's all right. As long as you're not saying S, I'm all right. But Austin, what do you say?
Yeah, it was interesting. I remember seeing it and being like, everybody was saying, dumping on it like it was the worst movie ever. I didn't think it was like the worst movie ever. I thought it had a couple of clever elements to it. I'm not defending the movie as like good. I'm just saying I thought there was a few clever things. I thought the Michael B. Jordan cameo joke was really funny. Actually, when they're like, let's get Michael Jordan, and Michael B. Jordan comes out, like I thought that was actually a really funny joke. There's a clever bit that just more frustrated me than anything. More pissed me off about the Looney Tunes logic in it, where LeBron James has a revelation where he goes, "Oh, so I could put a team together based on any Warner Brothers property," and they're like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Oh, cool. I'll get the Justice League to help me." And I'm like, yes, get the Justice League to help you. That's a good idea. Get Superman, Batman, the Flash, and Wonder Woman to be on your team. I'm like, good idea, LeBron. And then the Looney Tunes somehow talk him out of it and say, use us instead. That made zero sense. You cannot introduce that and then logically he goes with the Looney Tunes as his partners. Like that makes no sense. You cannot go backwards on that. Like you might as well, like you should have found a way to shut that down or cut that out because that pissed me off. But I mean, I didn't think it's like the worst movie ever because I've seen worse movies. But it's like a D tier because I haven't gone back to watch it since then, and it's not great. No. I don't think it's the worst movie ever though.
Yeah, they even showed like the Justice League in there doing stuff.
Yeah, they show the animated version from like the animated Justice League show, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll get them to help me out." And then he's like, "I'll put King Kong and like power forward." I'm like, "Yes,
King Kong, Godzilla, all that.
Now you're thinking logically." I'm like, "Yes, do that." They'll crush anybody they put in front of them.
Yeah,
and then it's like, awesome. And then somehow Daffy Duck's like, "No, use off instead," and I'm like, "No, that makes no sense." Don't do that.
Yeah. Like I hated this movie. I thought it was terrible, especially as such a huge fan of the original one. I don't care that none of the NBA players could act in the first one. I just like the way that they put it all together. They kept the basketball players like as their real life selves. They didn't animate them. I thought that was one of the like worst things that they chose to animate all the players. Like that just made no sense to me. I thought it was completely stupid. And like they're like once you animate them, there's no connection with them. Like it just alienates all the basketball fans, so they're out. And then it's like you got the Looney Tunes fan. And Looney Tunes was the best stuff. I thought the Looney Tunes had some fun kind of jokes and like and that kind of stuff. But they didn't even get like top tier NBA players, but really, because I'm sure a lot of them said no. Like probably the best one they got was like Chris Paul. They got him in there. Or Damian Lillard and Anthony Davis, but they had some like female NBA stars, like 3 of them, and they got this guy Kyle Kuzma, who's like basically irrelevant in the NBA now.
The rap was the shits. That was horrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was cringy. Yeah, and like it just like they're in some kind of weird world. Just be in the real world. Don't be inside a computer or some stupid. Like it just didn't make any sense. Like it's just so different than what the first Space Jam was to me. That just like I just hated it. And just because I did like some of the Looney Tunes stuff though, because I like Looney Tunes and they're fun to watch on screen. I'll give it a D. But so I won't go F, but I'll say D.
Okay. Yeah. So it actually, despite your best efforts, Brian, it actually is going to be a D tier.
Yeah, it'll be D.
I was surprised about that.
Yeah,
it was funny though, like seeing like Tony Soprano and then like Alex from A Clockwork Orange in the background.
The Droogs from
Clockwork
Orange in the crowd. I'm like, oh hey, by the way, those guys are like horrible human beings. What's up to watch that in a kids
Easter
movie?
eggs? Yeah.
Really stupid.
LeBron James probably took up most of the NBA talent pools. They didn't have much more money to get any more higher stars.
Probably, yeah. Because we all know that's why LeBron James plays for LA, so he can be in the movie.
Yeah, and I don't think we're ever getting Cleo versus Acme as much as I want to see it. We're not getting it.
Yeah,
it's gone.
But we all know that it's not as bad as Tangled. Yeah. It's better than that, right?
Yeah. It's better than I would watch it over Tangled, maybe.
Not me, but personally, but yeah. But is it Ross? No, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with let's go with Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
All right.
It's a
Yes.
It's a
That might be the one I forgot to rank, actually. I think.
Yeah,
I think I found it, guys.
It's an A movie. Yeah, it's an A movie. It's not an S movie. You know, I still do like it. You know, and then like the worst actor in the movie actually turned out. I actually watched some other stuff. He's actually really good, and that's Jack Bradfield. You know, the boyfriend. But yeah, this movie's actually pretty fun. You know, and then I remember the Nostalgia Critic made a funny joke. He said and what team will be bad enough to have the kids their pitcher, and then shows a couple logo and he says, "Are you sure this isn't based on a true story?"
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but, this movie's very good, and plus it's Daniel Stern's directorial debut. So yeah, Rookie of the Year is good, is very good.
Yeah, you found the one movie I forgot to rank, so there it is.
There's always one.
Funky Butt Lovin'.
Yeah, Funky Butt. Did he just say Funky Butt Lovin'? But Malcolm, what do you say?
I haven't seen Rookie of the Year.
Okay. Well, then we'll go to Chris. What do you say about Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year holds a special place in my heart, especially after meeting Michael Ian Nichols years ago.
Thomas Ian Nichols.
Yeah, Thomas.
Yeah,
Nichols,
Tom.
One of the nicest human beings, and absolutely an S-tier movie. I love this movie.
Yeah, just Schmodown alumni came out and played in the Schmodown to the theme song to Rookie of the Year. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Look that up. Yeah.
But Austin, what do you say?
Yeah, we really were spoiled, Jordan, in the 90s with kids sports movies, because there was a lot of them.
Yeah,
I watched all of them.
Yeah, same here.
No, there's a shitload. No, I mean, I really like Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I can't quite put it in S tier just because it's not on the same level as like a Django Unchained or a Toy Story 3, just as a movie. But it's a nostalgia pick, and I'll still give it an A because I watch it a lot. That score by Bill Conti, the Rocky guy, score is really, really good. Really underrated. That opening montage. If that opening montage doesn't make you want to go to an opening day at a baseball field, I don't know what will. It's really, really good. I mean, I have fun with it. I think there's some good comedy. Daniel Stern is fun. Some of the recurring gags are good. I mean, it gets very predictable and whatnot as far as what's going to happen. I do think Thomas Ian Nicholas has a couple of cringy moments in character, but it's still very rewatchable and very fun. I mean, I'm a sucker for any of those kind of 90s, family sports movies. So I'll give it an A though, for sure. I'll put it up.
Yeah, sorry, I was on the Rookie of the Year theme in the background. I had to pause it because it's good. Yeah. So I can absolutely put it in the S tier. This movie's awesome, and it's a movie that I saw when I was young, but it wasn't I saw it a little later though. I saw it when I was I don't know, maybe 12 or something, but it came out a lot earlier than that, and so a few years after it came out, and I was like, man, why didn't I see this right away? This is one of the best baseball movies for kids and teenagers, and even some things for adults too. I mean, I still enjoy it a lot, and there's some really fun moments. He has good chemistry with him and his friend, and the girls that they're going after, and then they always have the thing where they have to get in a big fight, and then they find a way to reconcile. That's always a trope that they use. But and then the relationship between him and his mom at the end floated when he realized he didn't have the arm power in it anymore, and then Daniel Stern, he's pretty funny. Even Gary Busey, he's pretty fun in it too. And then him trying to do the old time Pepsi commercials and all that stuff. I think that's just a lot of fun, because baseball to me, it's not a sport I can watch on TV. I can watch it in a movie, but you can watch it live, because live that's just a whole different experience. It's baseball games are great to go to, but I'll say S tier, because I also really like Thomas Ian Nichols too. I think he's a great choice. He got a lot of charisma, and because of this movie, I saw A Kid in King Arthur's Court, and actually kind of liked that movie, even though it's not that great.
Movie is not great.
Yeah.
But it has Hans from the Mighty Ducks as the king.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
And this movie also,
and both Daniel Craig and Kate Winslet are in that movie. For anybody, who
this
doesn't know.
movie, the
Weird.
Rookie of the Year,
wow.
actually has a heavyweights actor in it too. He was like one of like Tony Perkins guys. You know, the one that said I was a Chipmunk last year. That was his friend in the Rookie of the Year.
No, he was in a bunch of shit. He was in Camp Nowhere also.
Oh yeah. But Brian, what do you say about Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, Rookie of the Year has a good connection for Home Alone. If you recognize it, you got John Candy and Daniel Stern. And Home Alone 2, Daniel Stern and Eddie Bracken's guy who played Mr. Duncan. But yeah, Rookie of the Year is a great family movie. One of my favorites growing up. I wouldn't say S tier, but I'll give it high A.
Yeah. So where are the votes at?
So as of right now, it's 2 S's and 3 A's.
Okay, so just
kind of around where it is right now, something like that.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's the same as some of these other ones. Same as Air Force One. All right, and we're going to Malcolm next. Yeah. Got about 18 minutes or so to hit that 2 hour mark, so we can fly through these and get to our speed. What you got, Malcolm?
So I'm going to bring up a movie from last year that I actually quite enjoyed, and I'm also going to apologize to Austin because it means we're going to be talking about Aquafina. But look, but it's one of those ones like for those that know me, like I really like going to my quiz nights and all that, and I love anything to do with quizzes and stuff. And Quizlet is just a really fun movie. It's one of those ones that spoke to me, like, because it's one of those ones that I like those game shows and stuff like that, and it's one of those ones like I would actually argue that it's probably Awkwafina's better movie, if not her best, because I think she's actually pretty good in this movie, and she's not as annoying as what she is when she's doing her just voice roles and that. But yeah, I'm gonna put Quiz Lady in S.
Wow. Yeah, and it might have been because I'm seeing the cast. It says Paul Rubens was in it, but I thought he was passed away already. I don't know. It says he was in it though.
Well, people can film stuff a year before they die, Jordan.
Yeah, no, but like for some reason I just don't remember him in it. But anyways, Chris, what do you say about Quiz Lady?
So I actually have never seen this movie, but with that being said, I did start watching it today. And based on what I started watching today, I kind of got up to where it kind of started to kind of ramp up. And I did really like what I was watching. So I can't really necessarily, I guess, rank it because I haven't seen the whole movie. I guess I have to abstain. I can't.
That's fair.
I can't rank a movie based on only seeing like the beginning.
Yeah.
Sadly.
That's fair.
What I did watch, I loved.
Yeah. Well, Austin, have you even seen Quiz Lady?
I saw 113 new releases in 2023. You think I'm going to go out of my way to watch an Awkwafina leading movie on streaming and hit play? Hell no, I'm not watching that movie. No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
No, I have better things to do. All right. It didn't come out like late last year. I'm like, I gotta watch Skinamarink instead.
November, December, I think it was released.
I have to go to the theater and watch. I have to go to the theater and watch Eileen, which nobody saw.
Yeah.
And, I gotta go watch. I don't know what the fuck else came out that was like mediocre, but I still watched it anyways.
Imaginary.
Yeah. No, I mean in 2023.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean last year. It's like I gotta watch Robots for my worst of work.
Yeah. Well, I saw it and I loved it. I thought that it was great. I thought that it was a lot of fun, especially Sandra Oh. Like Sandra Oh is always good. Like she's especially in comedies. Like I think she's just really good. And then you got Will Ferrell being the host of the quiz show, and he's a lot of fun in it. And then you throw in people like like Jason Schwartzman, Tony Hale, even Dumbfounded. Like I don't know if as many people know him, but like I know him because he's like best friends with Bobby Lee, so I listen to this podcast a lot, and they kind of like have done stuff together. But yeah, I think that it's great. I'll have to watch and see where I can spot Paul Rubens. I can't remember what he does in it, but
he was Francine's crush in the movie.
Okay,
but it wasn't a major part of the movie anyway.
Yeah, it's probably maybe his last movie. Then I don't know, but yeah. So I had a lot of fun with it, and I think Aquafina, like, it's one of the more like for people like Austin, you don't like Aquafina. It's one of the more tolerable ones because she's not just like goofy and whacking over the top, and you don't really notice her smoker's voice as much. She just kind of like just very subtle humor and that. But I mean, I'm not trying to convince you, but I'm just like
I'm not watching it. There's nothing you can say that'll make me press play on.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if there's anyone else out there that doesn't love Aquafina, you might like her in this. But even that being said, I'm going to give it an A just because I have quite a few other movies ranked higher than this, but I do really like it. Still, I'll say A. But Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I have to stay on this show, but you got my attention for Paul Rubens and Will Ferrell as the host show, like, because that's nowadays, so all I'm saying.
Yeah, he's doing it. It's like kind of some similar stuff to the hosting on SNL, yeah. But Ross, what do you say about Quizlet?
Never seen it, but you said you like Sandra Oh, right? Her new show she's in called The Sympathizer is fantastic. So yeah, she's great in it. Yeah. So yeah, but I didn't see Quizlet though.
So yeah, only 2 people. Dang. Well, it's on Hulu if anyone wants to.
Yeah.
See it.
All right. Well, Malcolm, we'll give you a quick mulligan if you got something else on tap.
Yeah.
You know, also, I'm sure it's going to come up later, but I'm going to bring it up soon. John Wick Chapter 4. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, not to interrupt, I was just going to throw one last thing. I watched Quiz Lady probably on your recommendation too, Malcolm. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, because I think there was probably rumor talking about the list for the tournament fights for 2023 movies.
Yeah. Series.
Okay, so who's not voting S tier for John Wick 4? We'll just save some time.
No, it's my number 1.
S for me. S for Jordan.
S.
Chris?
S.
Okay, Brian?
Thumbs up. Yep.
Ross?
Of course.
Excellent. Okay, now done. Cool. Sounds good. All right, we spent all the time on Quiz Lady. We'll just move that up. So sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll save some time. No, it rules, of course.
Yeah.
So,
freaking master.
All right. So there we go.
All right, Chris.
Let's see. Should have one on deck that I want to talk about. Let's see. God. You know what? I'm going to give some love to Hitman.
Okay.
I know that I feel like a lot of people are not necessarily going to be fans of this movie, but as someone that absolutely loved the video games, I think this is the closest to the video games that they've nailed so far. I think they did a really incredible job with it. And I can already tell based on Austin laughing, or he's going to get the thing. And a schlocky, shooter up piece of shit. But I love this movie. And it's got a special place in my heart because I love the video game series. And I'm sitting not that far from my Hitman statue. I think this sort of nailed the look of it. I think it nailed the feel of the Hitman games. I think it nailed the feel of the Hitman character. All around, this movie definitely is an S tier movie for me. And I know it's a guilty pleasure.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
I know you probably think it's a schlocky too, and I'm okay with that. All of you guys.
Well, you never know. Maybe someone else will be kind to it. You know.
Schlock on, schlock.
I mean, Chris did love Mega Man vs. Doomsday. He gave it 5 stars.
I did, and I still love it. So
yeah. But Austin, what do you say about Hitman?
Bro, Hitman's like a red box movie that somehow made it into theaters, man. That movie is lousy. That movie is a lousy movie. It's so dull. It's bland. It's every action cliche you could possibly think under the sun. I think Timothy Olyphant, God bless him, he's trying. He's trying his hardest to try to be serious in this shitty movie. But no, it's badly directed. It's badly shot. No, this is not a good movie. And I like Timothy Oliphant, so I'll be generous and give it a D. But this is like in the bottom tier of even video game movies. Like the video games are fun, but this is like one of the movies I think of when you think about like bad video game adaptations. This is like one of those ones where you're just like, what the fuck? Like it's a good premise, but man, did they just botch it? And they did it even worse for that Agent 47 movie. That movie's even worse somehow. So just because it's a slight notch above that shitty Agent 47 movie, I'll give it a D.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie's not good. Like it's but it's far from the worst movie on the list, though. I mean, like I actually get some enjoyment out of it because I like Timothy Oliphant's performance in it. I think that's fun, and they do try to get some of the lore in there too. Like they kind of do like a little backstory, and it's definitely way better than Agent 47. Like it's in leaps and bounds.
Agent 47 is horrible,
and also. I think that he's the villain, Dougray Scott, or maybe I don't know. But
it's not the only Dougray Scott villain movie on this tier ranker.
I know, right? But
that's
we'll give it a bonus because Dougray Scott almost played Wolverine. So
that's what he'll forever. That's what's gonna be etched on his tombstone. Dougray Scott, he was almost Wolverine.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that's what everybody mentions when you mention Dougray Scott. It's like, hey, you chose to do MI2 over X-Men. Yeah, you made a mistake.
Yep, and like he literally was like I think a week away from shooting, and then he made MI2, and then like he actually hurt himself, so he couldn't do it, and they got Hugh Jackman.
Oh dang!
Wow.
Yep. That could have changed his
life.
But I don't think it's the worst movie because I have quite a few movies ranked lower. So I'll be kind of. I'll give it a C. So
I think it's one of those things where how everybody's like, oh, I can't see anybody else but Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. Well, if Dougray Scott had been casted, what if he was amazing? And today he'd still be playing him in Deadpool and Wolverine. We'd be going, man, I can't see anybody but Dougray Scott playing Wolverine. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's why I always hate that. I always hate that. I always hate when people say that because I'm like, you don't know that. Like, what if the other person played it and was amazing, and you never knew what the person who does it now played it? You never would have seen that, and you go, man, I can't think of anybody else except Tom Selleck being Indiana Jones. Man, he's just perfect. Like you can't ever say
Wolverine, but that's about the only one I say it for. So
yeah, but you don't know. We never saw Dougray Scott. Maybe they wanted him because his audition was amazing. You never know that.
Yeah, that's true.
you don't know. Maybe he would have been amazing. Who knows?
Yeah, but Brian, what do you say about Hitman?
Yeah, is it worse than Beastly? No. Is it sort of same range as Space Jam: New Legacy? Around there, D tier.
D tier, okay.
D tier or D? Yeah.
D for dog.
By D and tier and said deer, but Ross, what do you say?
This is a D tier movie. It's not an F. I've seen worse movies, but I remember I rented this, and I never fall asleep during movies. When I'm wide awake, and I fell asleep. So yeah.
Yeah, when you fall asleep in an action movie, that's
not good. Yeah. Yeah.
That's like when I fell asleep in the middle of Cocaine Bear, and it's Cocaine Bear. It's supposed to be amped up, and I fell asleep.
In the middle of Cocaine Bear too. That movie's so damn funny.
In the theater with the sound blasting.
You gotta look through my thing. There was something I was falling asleep to. In that same vein, I was falling asleep to ISS, and like I was looking forward to that movie. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this movie's boring. I should not be falling asleep during this
movie. That could be like either like a podcast or like maybe a tournament, like
movies we've fallen asleep during.
Movies we slept through.
Yeah, we slept through. That were so boring we fell asleep. Yeah, but Malcolm, what do you say about Hitman?
But very quickly, I blew everyone. I mentioned this to everyone now, so I don't know if this name will mean anything to you. But Hugh Jackman wasn't the only person to play Wolverine in live action because in X-Men Origins Wolverine, the young version of Wolverine was played by Troye Sivan, the singer.
Oh, it was? Huh.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that until recently when someone pointed it out. I was like, but anyway, I haven't seen Hitman.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not missing much.
So sorry, Chris. We got an S, a C and 3 Ds.
That's all right.
So,
It got some love briefly from me, at least.
briefly.
So it could end up in a C.
Go watch
It's
your
in a
Wes
C
Anderson
just because
films.
Chris's S pulls it
And
up
I'm
slightly out of the D tier, but that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, Austin, what else you want to know?
Let's see. Okay. A movie that I'm not gonna put it in S tier because I know it's not an S movie, but it's like S in my heart. But I'm gonna go for A tier. But a movie I think is really really fun and really underrated. Let's go Undercover Brother, which I couldn't believe was on this list.
Yeah,
I love Undercover Brother. I think Undercover Brother is so much
movie.
fun. Yeah, I think it's so much fun. It's super underrated. It's really really funny. It's like 82 minutes, so it gets in and out. It knows how long a comedy should be, which is like under 90 minutes. This movie flies by. Yeah, Dave Chappelle as Conspiracy Brother is a lot of fun. Gary Anthony Williams as Smart Brother is great. Yeah, Chris Kattan as Mr. Feather the villain is a lot of fun. Yeah, Guy McBride. Yeah, I mean, everybody that shows up. Neil Patrick Harris is great. Like, everybody that shows up is a lot of fun. Billy D. Williams. Yeah, and the General's Fried Chicken commercial is hilarious. Yeah, I mean, this movie's just like peak Eddie Griffin around, 2002 when he was kind of, a big deal. But I think it's silly when it needs to be silly. It's smart when it needs to be smart. I think it actually makes some smart, like sort of social, satire. It does the racial stuff, but in a fun way, like where it's really funny, and poking fun at everybody. God, I think this movie is really rewatchable and a kind of a blast. So I really like Undercover Brother, and it's one of my personal favorites. So, but I'll say A tier because I don't put it on the same level as like Django Unchained or 12 Angry Men or anything like that. But I'll shoot my shot for A because I really like Undercover Brother.
Yeah, like this is one we need to go back and give a rewatch. So I've seen it like twice, but and I think Chris Kattan is the villain, right?
Yeah, he's the villain. Yeah.
He's like one of the only white guys. Him and Neil Patrick Harris or something.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris is really funny. They just dunk on him all the time, and it's very funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I don't have a lot to say because I really need to rewatch it. It's just been so long since I've seen it. I really like Eddie Griffin in movies probably more than most people. I like seeing him in even stuff like that are other bad movies like The New Guy or like what's that one where he's with Orlando Jones and they switch places
like double take.
Double
Take. Oh my god, that movie's terrible.
Yeah, like guilty pleasures that I know.
Okay, speaking of movies that fell asleep, I distinctly remember falling asleep to that movie in theaters. Oh my god, did that movie just go on forever and ever and ever? That movie just would not end.
Schlitz malt liquor. What do you mean you got no Schlitz malt liquor? He's just going on.
Remember when Orlando Jones was a thing for like 3 years? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, yeah, they tried to make him a thing, but I do have it ranked in the A tier with just one spot above Quiz Lady, so I'll say A. So, but Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, speaking of Eddie Griffin, I just googled it. He's in A Star Is Born actually. Eddie Griffin at the pastor who marries Bradley Cooper.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyways, I do enjoy Undercover Brother a lot. It's great comedy, great spoof movie as well on the black exploitations of the 70s. So great. I love the whole scene where he had to disguise himself as a white guy, had to eat mayonnaise for some reason, had hot sauce. Great comedy there. These Richards as Red Street Devils is hilarious, so I'll give it an A.
Yeah. Ross, what do you say?
Oh, this movie is an A tier. I love it. In fact, it actually has like one of my favorite jokes that I will not like remember the movie. Like when they're blaming the white people and like saying that they control everything. So like I think it's like so when they go like, so OJ didn't really do it. Oh hell no!
Kind of look at him and walk away. They walk away. Nope.
Yeah. So the
NBA really instituted a 3-point shot to give white boys a chance.
Yeah.
And then apparently too, I remember when this was on Netflix, they actually put it under action, and that always confused me. So this movie's great. It's better than Goldmember, I think. So Undercover Brother.
It's better than Goldmember. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I might go higher than Goldmember for Undercover Brother. Yeah.
But Malcolm, what do you say about Undercover Brother?
Yeah, I haven't actually seen this in a long time, but I remember really loving this movie. When I have seen it, it's been one I've been meaning to go back and rewatch actually, but I remember loving it a lot, so I'm actually going to go yes on this.
Okay. Yeah. Chris, what do you say?
I actually agree 100% with Malcolm's rating of this movie. I remember watching this movie and surprised the hell out of me. It might have been back when you can get movies from Hollywood Video, and I kind of bought it not
Yep.
really seeing the movie, and it
Yeah,
kind of
worked
blew
for
me
me.
away. Like I laughed a lot harder than I thought it would. Like there was just so many fun moments in this movie. The cast was awesome. Writing felt solid. Like the music was great. It's just it's definitely an S tier movie.
Fuck it, it's in my 128. I'm changing my vote to S tier.
Sure.
Yes.
All right.
Fuck it.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
too. And then like,
Come on, guys.
Fuck it.
keep
It's
rolling.
and I got proof. It was in my 128 episode. You can go back and watch. It was in there.
And then
Fuck it, I love this
and then
movie.
like
Fuck it, S tier.
Sister Girl has actually become a really good actress. Like she was in King Richard. She was nominated for that. And like
She's
she
in
was
Origin.
Also, she's in Origin, which is an amazing movie.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well,
there
I
you go.
mean, it'll be on the chopping block for S tier. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Last one, Jordan, and then we'll go to the Hail Mary round. So throw it out there.
The movie that I really want to nominate, that's another guilty pleasure, but I don't think anyone's gonna go with me on it. I just don't think so. I'll go with one that I think I can maybe convince more people. I want to go with The Strangers. So I think that the horror movie is just really like excellently well done. I think it's like maybe one of the best Liv Tyler movies out there. I think like she just giving like a harrowing performance, just being scared for like 90 minutes, and like just the way that it's done, like it's just shot in like the dark with like the way the lighting is, and then the way that people show up at the windows and the door, and like it's not like killers with really any type of motive. They just do it because they were home and they just terrorize them, like, you know. Then you don't really find out why they were really doing it. Just her and Scott Speedman in this house trying to figure things out. They do make a couple kind of like weird character decisions where like, why is he going out there to where all the people are and leaving her alone, and like, I don't know, but like,
goes back to the fucking house instead of going to get help. It's one of
Yeah,
those
going to get help,
infuriating
yeah.
character decisions in
It is,
horror
yeah.
movie histories.
Yeah, so there is that, but I think that like besides that, just the way you see subtle, just like shadows in the background, you see the mask like pop up. It's a movie that doesn't even really have a score, I don't think, because I haven't heard any music in it, and it works. Like it like the fact that it has no score actually plays into its favor, and I just wish that like. So the guy that directed it, Brian Bertino, he directed a bunch of like other horror movies that weren't good though. He did like the Strangers Pray at Night, but he did some other horror movies I've never even heard of. So like, I don't know, like if he was like a one hit wonder type of director, I don't know, but for me, he really nailed it for the Strangers, and yeah, I think that it worked. So I'm really looking forward to this new like. Are they doing like a trilogy, or they're doing something that's like coming out soon?
From what I can tell, it's Rennie Harlan doing it, which makes me hesitate a little bit because he hasn't made a good movie since the 90s. But it's Rennie Harlan doing like a prequel trilogy, I think, is from what I can gather. That it's like The Strangers Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, but it's like all precursors to this movie, I think.
Yep, and the one is supposed to come out. You and they're supposed to come out too.
Two of them are coming out this year.
Apparently, I heard all three of them are supposed to.
Oh yeah, like every other month they're going to be coming out.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
Well, the weird thing is that in the trailer, it looks like some shots that are just ripped right out of the first Strangers movie. Like it looks like when they like come to the door to say because you were home, and the way that they're showing some of her like reaction, it looks like exactly like almost shot for shot like the first one. So it makes me think that that's a remake, but I guess it's not a remake. So I don't know, but but I'm gonna say S tier for the Strangers though. So Brian, what do you say?
If you know me, I'm not a horror guy, so I'm saying.
Okay, that's fine. Ross, what do you say? Ross, are you there?
Ross.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. I haven't seen it.
That's fine. Okay, then that's fine. Malcolm, what do you say?
I also haven't seen it.
Oh dang! Well, we'll see if there's enough. Chris, have you seen it?
Well, I talked about not seeing this movie, but I did see a trailer for the new one before Abigail, which blew my fucking mind. The movie was so good. But I definitely want to say, I definitely watched this movie. It's on Max. I will be watching this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
Austin,
you don't have the strongest horror panel on this one, Jordan.
I know.
This might be the first time we put it in a haven't seen cat. Oh, it may not be. Stranger's not as widely seen as you might think it is. No, I mean it would be like a strong A tier for me because I don't think it's that like rewatchable, and it's not one of my personal favorite horror movies. That one decision just infuriates me every time I watch it. Even the last time I watched it, it just bugs me. But I mean, it's technically really well done. Yeah, there's some good stuff where you they're like in the corner, but you can barely make it out. Like it's actually, really well done in that way. Yeah, I think it's well made. And it's certainly better than the sequel. But Jordan, we could actually, if we wanted to, while I'm there, that Strangers Chapter 1 or whatever comes out May 17th. That's like right when I'm up there.
Oh yeah.
So we could go watch that and judge it against this one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, nice.
Instead of seeing the monkey movie because you don't want to see that, but we could go judge it, and if it's bad, I'll tell you it's bad. So there any
We'll see either one. I mean, we could even do a double feature. We can think about it.
Yeah. So you don't like the monkey movies? You said it yourself. Not a big fan of those.
Well, yeah, but this one I'm actually more interested because they're skewing more towards fantasy, towards like the monkeys are like the dominant over the humans. I kind of like that aspect more. So
all right, well, quickly do a quick mulligan, and we'll make it fast because we're running behind.
Okay,
now.
Yeah,
because that one ended up.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to go for another horror, but maybe we don't have a good horror panel.
I don't think you have a strong enough horror panel for that.
Yeah, but I'll just go with one that I hope everyone's seen. I'll go with Clue. So I'm a big fan of Clue. Like I think that it's like a really cool adaptation of the board game because I grew up playing the board game all the time and even played I had this computer game of Clue that I would play all the time and be like, Mr. Green, this is your turn. Please roll the die. Like distinctly remember that from when I was a kid. But yeah, I think that like Tim Curry, like he's like the perfect guy to be like the like I don't know if he's like a caretaker or a butler or like something of this house, and then Madeline Kahn is just really good at like freaking out over things and I think a lot of people just fit. Like I like Michael McKean, I think, and then Christopher Lloyd, of course. And then I never thought like Martin Mull was a surprise. I'm like Martin Mull, I know him because I was way late to seeing Clue. I saw it when I was kind of older, but I knew him from Sabrina the Teenage Witch as like the principal or whatever. But yeah, I think that it's fun all the way around, and I love that it has multiple endings. You could like see different ways that it ended, and it's a cool just murder mystery from the 80s at a time where they weren't really doing a lot of murder mysteries. There's some, but like not a lot. We've gotten a lot more recently. So yeah, I'll say Clue for S tier. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I have to agree. Clue is I'll say an A tier for me too. It's a great 80s comedy. Great ensemble. I'm curious about the remake that they're doing for Sony. I'm curious about that. Overall, A tier for me.
Yeah, that sounds good. Ross, what do you say?
Oh, this is an S tier, and plus it actually has like one of the most like genius marketing campaigns I've ever seen. Because like like different theaters will like have the different endings, so you have to go to different theaters to see a different ending.
Oh,
so,
that's cool.
This is an S tier.
Nice. Yeah. Malcolm, what do you say about Clue?
Yeah, on the Blu-ray, because I don't know how like if you watch on Blu-ray or streaming on that, but I know on the Blu-ray you can actually choose to watch it as it was in a bit of a random ending put at the end of it, or you can watch it with a montage of all the different endings at the end, like then, or this is how it could have ended.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I enjoyed Clue, and I thought it was fun, but it's kind of not my favorite comedic take on the detective genre. I prefer Murder by Death, which is apparently not all the Poirot, Agatha Christie type detectives. So yeah, it's going to be a B tier for me.
Okay, Chris, what do you say?
I know I rank probably another movie a little higher than this one, and I feel like that movie is a very hot take for me. John Candy is Delirious, but it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to go with A for it.
Yeah. Austin, what do you say?
I don't know what my hang up is about Clue. I've given it multiple shots. There's a lot of things I should like about this movie with the cast and whatnot. I just find it kind of boring. I've never been able to get into this movie, and I don't know why. I just can't get into it. I can't click with it. The humor just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work, just for me personally. So I don't know what it is, man. It's like a C-tier movie. Like at best, because I mean the cast will get me through it, but this movie does not interest me very much. So yeah, it's like a C tier for me.
Yeah. Well, the thing about that, like it's hard to predict because it's multiple endings. You can't really predict it. So yeah, but
I didn't say anything about endings.
No, I'm not saying that. I was just like throwing it out there because when I saw that, like Knives Out, I predicted it within like 30 minutes. I'm like, oh yeah, I already know this. So, but yeah. But all right. Well.
All right. So all right. So what's that?
One more in the S tier eventually after we do our.
For right now we have 9 in there. So we'll see if any of these last minute ones make it. Otherwise, we'll play around with this. But yeah, how the hair merry round works. You guys have all done this before, but just for anybody watching, if there's anything left on the list. Down there that you want to shout out for either S or very high A, just shooting kind of for those top ones. Go ahead and shout them out to me. I will write them down, and I'll be looking for the crossovers. So anything that gets more than one vote, I will write down, and then we'll do some very fast sort of rapid fire, just letter only voting after the fact. So that's just basically how it's done. So whoever is ready, just tell me, and I'll kind of work my way around. But you guys look over the list, see what you got, and Brian, just again, give me a second or two in between each one so I can write them down. I would appreciate that. But yeah, hit me. What you got?
Yeah, I have 10 of them. I have Muppet Treasure Island.
Okay, hang on. Muppet Treasure. All right.
The Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Okay.
100 Dalmatians.
Okay.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Right.
Borat 2.
Borat 2.
The Big Lebowski. Suicide Squad.
What's that? Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Okay.
Lady Bird.
What?
Lady Bird.
Lady Bird, I think.
Lady Bird. Okay. I couldn't make it up.
And the last one is 28 Days Later.
28 Days Later. Okay. Gotcha.
I got some.
Okay, can I please see the list?
If you go into our group chat, it'll be in there. If you
okay. Let me find it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can scroll down, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay, I know.
You can
Big
scroll down too.
Big Lebowski.
Okay, hang on a second.
Oh, you're going? Okay.
That's fine.
I didn't know. Okay.
All right, Big Lebowski. All right.
Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
Let's see. Lucky Number 11.
All right.
Muppet Treasure Island. Sinister.
All right.
TMNT.
Okay.
Trial of Chicago 7. And then Forgetting Sir Marshall and George of the Jungle. Those are them.
All right. Hold on, George. Trying to circle these as I go to make it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I've been trying to find a good way to do the Hail Mary round because I did it for the TV thing and I had to kind of rewrite things over and over or something.
No, I mean, I write them down, but now if something gets shouted out early, I just circle it so I know it's going to be on there anyways if it gets shouted out just from the get-go.
Yeah.
All right.
I got my list.
Malcolm, I'll keep going up. Everybody might be done by then. So, what's your turn, Jordan? What's your turn, Jordan? Just relax. We'll get there.
Well, I'm trying to get some of mine out there so people will be like, "Oh yeah, like that one." But when you're last,
if they like them, they'll shout it out.
That doesn't happen.
Malcolm.
I'm gonna go View from the Top.
Okay.
Trial of Chicago 7.
Okay.
George of the Jungle.
Okay.
Big Lebowski. Hellraiser 2 Hellbound.
Okay.
And The King of Staten Island.
All right. King of Staten. Okay. All right. Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm almost there. I know which one. Right. All right. So I have Muppet Treasure Island.
Really?
I have Gone in 60 Seconds. I have Bad Boys 2.
Hang on.
Yeah, sorry.
Slow down. They're excited, but slow down. Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
Ants.
Really? Okay.
I
always look forward to this, Chris. Okay. All right.
Little Monsters.
Oh god, that movie's annoying as shit.
I love that movie so much.
That was great. I'm with you, Chris, on Little Monsters.
So good. Mortal Kombat.
Oh, it's the other one. That's right, not the shitty one. Right.
No, it's a Lupita Nyong'o one.
Not the fucking 89 one. Oh, that movie's shit. But,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the Lupita Nyong'o one. That's right. Okay, gotcha.
Well, no, that's the one I thought it was. I haven't seen the other one, so.
No. The one that's on the list is the Lupita Nyong'o zombie movie, not the 80s one.
I feel stupid. I like the 80s.
With like Josh Gad or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I freaking love that movie.
Okay, so scratch that up.
So scratch that movie. I can't be on board with that.
But that's totally a Chris thing, though, because I would have been like, no, that Howie Mandel one is shit.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It's a guilty pleasure.
Howie Mandel famously hated making that movie because all the makeup they had to do on it.
Yeah.
He hated it.
It's dumb.
Anyway,
He's the German guy.
Mortal Kombat, and lastly, Hidden Figures.
Okay. All right, gotcha. Yeah, I don't have a ton, but I got Black Hawk Down, TMNT, 28 Days Later, Blade Runner 2049, and Hellraiser 2.
Blade Runner 2049. Did you come around to that one?
No, I don't like the original one. I like the 2049 one.
Oh, you do like that one? Okay.
The OG one I still can't get into, but the newer one I actually like. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Both like I do, but
no. The original one is something about it. The original one puts me to sleep. I don't know why. The newer one I thought was good.
Yeah. All right.
You
ready for mine?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would have had A Night at the Roxbury because I love that movie. Then TMNT. I would have had Lights Out. Black Hawk Down. Say 28 Days Later, The Suicide Squad, Mortal Kombat, let's see, Sinister, say, Iron Man 2. And then
you can't say Iron Man 2. It's stuck.
That's been on the list. That's the way.
Oh, yeah, it's already up there. Okay, well then,
yeah, you can't. We can't move it, so it's not. It's off the table.
Yeah, that is true. Then I'll say Little Monsters because it is the Lupita Nyong'o one. And did I say Borat the sequel? I don't know if I said that.
You did not.
Okay, then I'll say that. I was like tempted to say Lady Bird, but I rewatched it for this, and I wasn't as high on it as I once was. So.
Okay, so we got quite a few again. Yeah, I thought.
And I rewatched Beverly Hillbillies. That movie's weird.
I didn't think we have this many in this random ass tier ranker, but all right. Jesus Christ, y'all have weird taste.
And you don't
of these movies.
And you don't have weird taste, Austin?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, I don't. I think my tastes are pretty based. Actually,
what is bullshit? All I have the greatest.
No, because I can objectively even put some of my favorites in like lower tiers than stuff like Django Unchained and 12 Angry Men and shit like that.
Well, some of us aren't always objective. We're like more personal.
I mean, it's a mystery, so
yeah.
Well, talk amongst yourselves. I got to put this shit together.
Oh,
I got to
yeah.
write down these 18 movies that y'all crossed over. Even though I didn't think we would have that many.
Well, I was almost tempted to say Beverly Hillbillies, but I rewatched it and I was like, I like Jim Varney. It's cool to see Jim Varney.
It has Rob Schneider.
Yeah, Rob Schneider and Leah Thompson. She's cool, you know. But
And then, isn't D. Bradley Baker also in it too, or no?
She might be.
So. D. Bradley Baker, I don't think so.
Well, you might be thinking of Diedrich Bader.
Yes,
he's a great character actor, Diedrich Bader.
Yeah, he's great in it too. He gets a lot of screen time. Actually.
You see why I get getting confused with D. Bradley Baker?
Yeah, but
Baker.
But thank God no one said the Pet Cemetery remake. That's my lowest of the whole thing.
Or Mr. Magoo.
F tier.
How is that lower than White Chicks? It's a better movie than White Chicks.
No.
Get out of here, dude.
White Chicks I have ranked actually a lot higher than you would think.
Don't you dare. Oh my God. Chicks. Don't you dare.
White Chicks would have been B for me.
Oh my God. Easy. Jesus.
Yeah.
That movie's horrible.
Yeah.
The only good thing about White Chicks is Terry Crews.
Yeah.
Hey, White Chicks is better than Little Man.
Yeah. But
no. I actually prefer Little Man. That's not good either.
Only had 2 F tier movies, and there's the Pet Cemetery remake, and then The Eye. It's like a bad Jessica Alba.
I would put Alice in Wonderland 2010 in that. I think it's one of the ugliest movies ever made.
Yeah, it should have been rated PG. It should have been rated R.
All right. Let's go through these. We got 15. We got 15 to go through. So we got to make it quick, but these are all quick votes. I only want letter grades. So I'm just wrote down, wrote in random order. So first is the Borat sequel, Borat 2. Brian.
B.
Ross.
B.
Malcolm.
A.
Chris.
I hated the first one, so I didn't care to see this one.
Okay. B. Jordan.
I would have said A.
Okay. So it's kind of in the it's just kind of
the end of A or something.
Yeah, it's just like bottom of A, doesn't matter. All right. The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Brian.
S.
Okay. Ross.
F.
Malcolm.
C.
Chris.
S.
S. Jordan.
S. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that one gets up there.
Yeah.
All right. I'll figure out the exact positioning at some point. All right. 2016 Suicide Squad. Brian.
A.
Okay. Ross.
D.
Malcolm.
B.
Chris.
A.
Okay. I'll go A. Jordan.
Well, on a regular list, I wouldn't say this, but for this list, I'm going to say S. So.
All right. Still A tier.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Okay, good. That's your good.
What?
Yeah, it's that
I
one.
thought it was
You
the
think it's
new
the
one.
other
The new one I would have.
No, the 2016 one. That one I would have gone lower.
Yeah, same.
Blade Runner 2049. Brian.
Haven't seen.
Okay. Ross.
S.
Okay. Malcolm.
S.
Chris.
S.
Okay. Yeah, S. Jordan.
I'm not a fan. B.
Okay. All right, we have 4 S's still up there. So.
Did you like the first one, Jordan?
No, I hated the first one, and this one put me to sleep just the way the first one did. Just
slow.
Like,
the first one.
Like have a little action in a movie that seems like it should be an action movie.
Mortal Kombat 2021. What made the list? Brian.
D.
Ross.
C.
Okay. Malcolm.
Haven't seen.
Chris.
S.
The new one, really? All right.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
C for Cole, who is a stupid character who should not be in this movie because he's not in the game.
Well, that's a dumb character, but I'm saying S too. I thought it was great. I loved it. Like
So
Hiroyuki
well done.
Sonata, anytime he's in it. Ooh,
Yeah.
He's in the movie
that's
for
an S.
10 minutes.
So I don't care. 10 minutes
Wait,
are
Jordan,
great.
if you like him, he's great.
10 minutes of
in
greatness.
Shogun. He's
Yeah, I
great
still need to see Shogun. Yeah.
I need to see
Yeah.
Shogun.
The OG 101 Dalmatians, the animated one. Brian.
A.
Okay. Russ.
A.
Malcolm.
C.
Chris.
S.
I haven't seen this since I was 3, so I'll abstain. I've been watching forever. I don't remember a damn thing about it, so I'll abstain.
There's no
Jordan.
way that movie's an S. No, it's a C.
What?
That movie is like.
Do you not have a happy childhood?
Do you know
Just
George Cruella de Vil?
Just puppies that get lost and try to find their way home or something like that. And then you have Cruella de Vil trying to kill them.
My childhood is with the better live action one from the 90s.
I agree.
Yeah, that one is good. Yeah.
All right. Sinister is up next. Brian.
Haven't seen.
Of course. Russ.
S.
Okay. Malcolm.
I don't think I've seen it. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris.
I don't think I've ever seen this movie.
Oh no.
I've cooled off on it a little bit since I first saw it. I'll go A.
Yeah, I'll also go A.
I think it's a little. Once the jump scares are done, you go back and watch it. It doesn't work as much to me personally. Just
Yeah.
me personally. Yeah, I think it.
Did they make a sequel to that? I can't remember if they have.
Yeah, a fucking terrible sequel. Yeah,
Really?
an awful
Yeah,
sequel. Yeah, with none of the original people in it. Yeah,
Oh.
except for it's one side character that they focus on, like the deputy guy. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it's not good. All right, forgetting Sarah Marshall is next. Brian.
A.
Okay. Ross.
F.
Okay. Malcolm.
C.
Chris.
A.
B is too long.
No.
Jordan.
I'll also say B.
Okay. All right. It's got that Judd Apatow too long for a damn comedy problem.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What is that movie? Like 2 hours and 15 minutes? Like, holy shit, wrap it up already. It's the comedy.
It's like
Jesus
this.
Christ.
It's like second longest comedy.
God,
I think he has one that's long. Like this is
King of
40.
Staten Island's longer, which is on this
Oh,
list.
yeah.
It's
It's
way
huge.
fucking longer. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, that movie's 2.5 hours. Fuck me. Like, what are you doing? You can't be longer than The Mummy. Like, fuck off. Like,
You can't make
stop.
the. We can't make the sequel to Knocked Up longer than the first one. Like what is he doing?
This is
there?
40 is really boring.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
George of the Jungle with Brendan. Speaking of Brendan Fraser, Brian.
One of my favorite family movies, S tier.
Okay.
Okay.
Ross.
A tier.
Speaking of Leslie Mann as well, right?
Yeah,
anyway,
sure.
Malcolm.
S.
All right. Chris.
Yes.
S.
What?
Wow. I like it. But
Smoking
A.
something.
I like it.
Yeah.
But A.
I think I'm gonna say C.
That movie's way better than you remember it, Jordan, though. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
it's actually really
I
smart.
don't know.
It's actually really funny. Yeah. It's quite funny, actually.
Honesty in church is the best part about it.
Yeah, he's really
I
good.
prefer the one that's in the pseudo same universe, Jungle to Jungle.
Jungle
With
to
Tim
Jungle
Allen.
is a shitty movie. That movie, go
Yeah.
back and watch it. That movie sucks.
Yeah.
That movie
Good.
sucks.
It does.
Oh, no matter
It
who he
does.
is, really boring. No matter if I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
as an adult.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hellraiser 2, Hellbound. This is gonna get a big old haven't seen most likely, but we'll try.
Yeah,
Brian.
Haven't seen.
Exactly. Ross.
Haven't seen.
Okay, Malcolm.
S.
Yeah. Chris.
S.
I'll say S. Yeah.
Just based on this list, if we're doing a horror one, it could be higher, but I'm going B.
All right. More people have seen it than I thought. All right. All right. I'm just checking something real quick. Yeah, it's higher than that. Okay. All right. It's higher than the Fablemans.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, that I agree with.
The Trial of the Chicago 7, Brian.
I got multiple votes.
Okay. Yeah, it did. Ross.
A.
Okay. Malcolm.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit. What movie is it?
The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Yes.
Okay. Chris.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. Jordan.
I'll say C. That movie's just like you talk about people in rooms talking. That's not interesting. This one, C.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 28 Days Later, Brian.
A.
Okay. Ross.
I'll abstain.
Malcolm.
B.
God, I got the wrong panel for this one. Chris.
I know. 28 Days Later.
28 Days Later, S.
S. Jordan.
I'll say S. Yeah. Belongs in S.
Yeah, but I don't have a good horror panel tonight, so I have a hard time getting these horror movies on here.
I know, but I'm getting there. I'm watching a lot more horror movies,
Yeah.
I mean, if
I
I'd
just
seen it more
watched
recent, like had it fresh in my mind, I
I
probably would have gone higher. But I just haven't seen it in a while.
I just got done watching the Omen trilogy, and 3 wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I like
We'll
that.
just talk to your buddy Wolfman. He'll give you all the best horror movies to watch.
I know.
Yeah. 3 more. Speaking of 3, Black Hawk Down, Brian.
Haven't seen it.
Okay, Ross.
B.
Malcolm.
B for Black Hawk Down.
Okay, Chris.
S.
S.
I would say S.
Yeah. All right. Back when Ridley Scott still made good movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
S for I had to sneak
Before the
out
name
and
just
see
got
this
attached
movie
to things.
back when I couldn't watch R-rated movies. S.
Yeah, right. All right. 2 more. Got Muppet Treasure Island. Brian.
S.
Really? I haven't seen this movie in ages. All right. All right. Ross.
B.
Okay. Malcolm.
C.
Okay. Chris.
For just the soundtrack alone, absolutely an S tier movie. It's out.
I agree, especially the opening song.
This is like 101 Dalmatians for me. I remember nothing about this movie, so I'm gonna abstain because I don't remember a damn thing about it.
It's so good. God.
I know it's funny. I know I saw it in theaters too, and I remember nothing about this movie. I'd have to rewatch it. So yeah, Jordan, I'll abstain. Jordan.
I'll say B for Blackbeard that's in it.
Okay.
I think it is Blackbeard.
I watched a different similar. I watched a different similar Tim Curry as the villain in a swashbuckling movie this weekend. I rewatched the Disney Three Musketeers movie with him in it. That movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
that movie's awesome.
I watched that
Silver Platte and all that.
So damn good.
Yeah, that movie's great.
I wish I had gotten it from the Disney Club on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, last one. Brian, start with you for The Big Lebowski.
S tier.
Okay. Ross?
S.
Malcolm?
Yes.
Chris?
I hated this movie to begin with. I since tried to rewatch it, and it is painful. F.
Oh really? Oh yeah, you're not a Coen Brothers guy.
Movie, and I even tried to rewatch it, and I just was like bored to tears. I didn't care characters at all.
I'm in the I don't get it camp either, but I do like at least some of the performances, so I'll say D.
Really?
I've never been a Big Lebowski fan ever. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why it's funny. I like John Goodman yelling at people, but that's it. That's like part of the movie, and that doesn't do enough for me. So I like some I've never understood it.
Some of the other stuff, but I'll go A.
So yeah, I'm in the I don't get it camp. So that's just where it is.
Don't talk to Henry about that movie.
No, I've talked to him about it. We just talked about it. We did a top 25
you
video.
Have a lot,
it's
like
number 2.
Yeah, else,
yeah, no.
Don't talk to him unless you want to argue.
No, he knows. He knows. I've just told him. I flat out. I don't. I don't get it.
movie.
So
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Let's see what we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we got 15 in the S tier right now. So some stuff is obviously going to get bumped. So anything that has 3, we're going to start with those. So let me start with the ones that have anything 4 or above, because those will hang on and be safe most likely. So probably if anything under Blade Runner is going to be on the chopping block right now. So yeah, and now let's go to the 3s and the one that have the lowest. So 3 plus some change. I was going to say Hellraiser. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. I know my pages always gets filled up extra with the Hail Mary round because I have to squeeze these in. So
you watch the TV one, how many times we had to freaking vote on that one. That was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like 10 times.
So anything with 3s and let's say B's or lower is probably going to get bumped. So sorry, Black Hawk Down. Sorry, Hellraiser 2. George of the Jungle has a C, so that's probably going to go. 28 Days Later has an A and a B, so that's a little bit better. American Tail is, let's see, 1C for an American Tail. Fortunately, that's got to go. And Undercover Brothers are 3 and 3, so that's close. And that's actually higher than 28 Days Later. Wow. So there you go. Cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was gonna say for the 12 monkeys, we can either just decide where we want to place it at the end of this all, or we can actually vote like what tier we want it, and based on that, figure out where it goes. Either way.
Oh, like where we go.
I think you should
So it'll say there, if it goes at the end or if it goes somewhere in the middle.
It's not automatically going to be at the top. I think we'll figure it out.
No. I know that, but Brian, where would you put 12 monkeys if you had to vote on it?
If I had to vote for it,
yeah, like what tier?
I'll probably put it in S tier.
S, okay. Ross.
Oh, this is definitely a lot like an S tier movie. I love it.
Okay. Malcolm?
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Chris?
It's a C.
C? Okay. I give it S. Jordan?
I would say A.
Okay, so it would be... Well, yeah. Well, it would actually be right at the end.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like 3 and some change, and Undercover Brother had more A's. So it would go there. So it will hang. But it'll be that. Blade Runner is the only one with 4, so that'll stay exactly where it is, because then you get into the 5s. Because you get Walk the Line. Has let's see, blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry. Walk the Line had 3 and 2, so it's actually similar to Undercover Brother, actually. So it'll be right behind that, but it'll hang on because it was 3 and 2. But Undercover Brother has more votes and more overall, so that goes like that. Nice. Blade Runner slightly higher, and then you get into TMNT had 5 and a C, so that'll stay where it is right there. Django Unchained had 5 and an A. Edge of Tomorrow had 5. A clean 5, but only 5 votes, but that's above Django because it didn't have anything lower than that. John Wick Chapter 4 had a clean sweep, I believe. Yeah. John Wick 4. Where the hell is it? Where did I put it? I know, here somewhere. Okay, yeah, it had a 6 sweep. 12 Angry Men had a 6 sweep, and Toy Story 3 had a 6 sweep. So we have to vote on that. But everything else is right where it's supposed to be. So, which actually, before we go back up to that, we can vote on the, or I can parse out the honorable mentions here. 28 Days Later will be one of the higher ones in contention. American Tail with a C. Black Hawk Down. Like that. George of the Jungle had a C, and then Hellbound had less. Okay, so that's where it starts. So actually, 20 Days Later and Black Hawk are safe. So actually, we would vote between American Tail and George of the Jungle. Ironically enough. So which
Really?
one would you?
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
yeah, I know. They're the same. So. So which one would you keep as an honorable mention, Brian? American Tail or
It's funny
George of the
hearing Brian
Jungle?
go, ooh, and I'm kind of like, ew.
Yeah, I know. It's
Not for me,
tough for
actually.
him.
I love
Tough for him.
movies.
Not tough
Yeah.
for everybody else, maybe. But
I'll go
Brian,
with George of the Jungle, actually. How
George of
about
the
that?
Jungle. All right, Ross, George of the Jungle, American Tail.
I watched like George of the Jungle more, so George of the
Okay.
Jungle.
All right, Malcolm.
This is actually really tough for me because I vote off the but George of the Jungle.
Okay, Chris.
George of the Jungle.
You know what? Which one I'd rather watch now? I said George of the Jungle. Sure.
And I would also go George of the Jungle. Yeah.
All right, so George
I
of
like
the
it
Jungle
for
is
me.
an honorable mention. There you go.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, cool. Okay,
Better than the
All
Big
right.
Lebowski. Yep.
Yeah, I would
Absolutely.
watch it over the Big Lebowski. Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. Yes, I
I
love
would.
that I didn't even get an honorable mention. Cubic Lebowski. Oh, it makes me so happy.
Okay.
Man, one of these days, Chris, me and you got to do a Coen Brothers tier and just see what you do.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then you
We'll
that
watch
find
all
in
the movies
Jordan,
and we'll see how bad they rank, dude.
Jordan, you need to do a Wes Anderson tier then too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Wes
Yeah,
Anderson one.
right.
You can't put them all in F. You have to have that.
All right, so
That's-
what we'll do here for some initial voting out of these top three, Toy Story 3, 12 Angry Men, John Wick Chapter 4, is maybe I'll just take a preliminary vote and we'll see what everybody would have, let's say at number, or let's say, what are your top two? What would be your top two? Like, that would get your votes as the highest two out of those three, if that makes sense. So give me your two favorites out of those.
So between Toy Story 3, John Wick, John Wick.
Yeah, the ones at the top right there, the top three. What would be like the two highest for you, Brian?
Okay.
Toy Story 3 and John Wick.
Okay. Ross?
Toy Story 3 and John Wick.
All right. Malcolm?
12 Angry Men and John Wick.
Okay. Chris?
12 Angry Men and John Wick.
I'll say Toy Story and John Wick. Jordan?
Yeah, I'm a number 1 and number 2 on this list. John Wick and Toy Story 3.
Okay. So there you go. Done.
Be those three.
That's it. So
It's done for the whole list.
12 Angry Men got the least amount of votes just in general, so it goes to the back. And John Wick, everybody voted for it as one of them, so it's number 1. So there you go. Yeah, so pretty easy actually. Yeah, not really difficult.
Just quickly, I thought about this when everyone was saying it, but 12 Angry Men and John Wick sounds like a John Wick movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
John Wick and the 12 Angry Men. Yes.
Yeah.
John Wick versus 12 Angry Men. Yeah.
A good crossover.
Yeah, that would be a movie right there.
That could be like a good idea for a podcast. What two movies would you want to see a crossover and give your pitch or something?
Yeah. But there you have it. So that'll do it, Jordan. There's your list.
All right.
For tonight's birthday tier ranker. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a bad list. There's not really any movies I don't like in that. I mean I don't love Blade Runner, but that's the only thing. So but yeah. Not bad. Well, you want to break it down or?
Yeah, for sure. I was trying to remember who directed TMNT. Steve Barron. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Because usually I'll shout out just off the top of my head. I can usually shout out the directors. But yeah, this one was a little trickier just for that one in general. Yeah, I'm trying to. John Wick 4 was not David Leitch. It was the other guy, right? Chad Stahelski. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, yeah, here we go. Your top 10 for this evening for Jordan's mystery tier ranker of hodgepodge of movies. We have Chad Stahelski's John Wick Chapter 4, Toy Story 3. I believe that's Pete Docter. Is that right, or is somebody else?
Oh, Lee Unkrich,
I think so.
Lee Unkrich.
Oh, Lee Unkrich. Yeah, Lee Unkrich is Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
We have Sidney Lumet's 12 Angry Men. We have Doug Liman's Edge of Tomorrow. We have Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained. We have Steve Barron's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original 1990. Denny Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049. I know this one, Malcolm D. Lee, Undercover Brother, because I've seen that DVD a million times, so I knew that off the top of my head. We have James Mangold's Walk the Line. We have Terry Gilliam's 12 Monkeys. And our honorable honorable mentions for this evening are 28 Days Later, which is Danny Boyle, Ridley Scott's Black Hawk Down, and whoever directed George of the Jungle, because God help
Yeah,
me,
right. Yeah, that's right.
Could not tell you with a gun to my head. But I don't know. I know who's in it.
There you go.
I'll look it up. Let's see.
Sam
Wiseman. That sounds familiar. What else has Sam Wiseman directed? Oh, hey, Jordan, director of D2, The Mighty Ducks.
Yes, okay.
And
All right,
Forge All-Star.
So there you go.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah,
and What's the Worst That Could Happen, which is a terrible Martin Lawrence movie.
Oh yeah, it's a Martin Lawrence.
But there you go.
It's funny. You should see me try to break down the TV list. I'm like trying to remember like all the directors, and I got the first two, and then just gave up. I'm like, and I don't know anymore.
Yeah,
and then like
it's my trivia brain talk, and I can usually pull them off the top of my head as long as they're fairly well known.
It's funny. Yeah. I like did the first two, and then I couldn't remember, and you can see me kind of struggling. Then JPO just starts cracking up. He's like, okay, just say the rest, just say the titles.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny, but yeah. But yeah, this was fun, guys. Thanks for doing this and indulging me on my birthday. We'll see if I do something similar next year or what I want to do. I had an idea in my head, but now I can't even think of what. I should have wrote it down, but it's fine. Maybe it'll come to me within the next year. But yeah, this was a fun time, and if anyone else wants to do something on their birthday, I mean, you can let me know if you have a certain topic in mind or anything. Just let me know. Yeah, just let me know, and we'll I try to do as long as it fits in with like movies, TV, or music or something, pop culture, that kind of vibe, you know. So yeah, but yeah, we'll do some plugs, and that'll be it. So we'll go with Brian, but you got to tell me who's Lance the intern? Who is that?
Her brother.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Lance.
Okay.
Oh, hi guys. Lance. Nice pants.
I need to rewatch that. I've only seen it once. So.
Oh, you got to rewatch it, and then also watch George of the Jungle.
Yeah,
dude. Undercover Brothers on Peacock, and Jordan, I think you would really like a rewatch. It's very breezy and very funny.
Yeah,
and
just like Jordan. Like
I don't remember much about it.
It's so funny. Yeah, it's a good time.
There's a great fourth wall break in like George of the Jungle. Jordan, what happens? They go like, "What's that annoying voice in the sky?" And then they go like, "Sorry, I'm the narrator."
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, George of the Jungle I've seen like three times. Maybe.
John Cleese voices the main like ape guy. Yeah, he's pretty funny. Yeah, it's good stuff.
The sequel's quite enjoyable though.
Yeah, I just remember Brendan Fraser eating all the coffee, going like Java, 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 just eating it all, and like crying at a commercial or something. Yeah, but yeah, what do you have going on, Brian?
Yeah, you can find me competing Jimmy Spaces, Multiplex, Life of Trivia, Pearsco. I'll be here next week for the actors battle with Austin and Jacob. I got a matchup on Full Metal against Google himself, Chris Diaz, and also also be part of the recast coming up for Willy Wonka, and also the verses for me and Richie.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, and Ross, where can we find?
We actually Wolf and I we're going to be doing like basically like movies we're going to be looking forward to, like that we think have like Oscar chances for next year. But like we actually recorded a Challengers review this weekend, and then like he's going to be posting it up, because like he has to edit one little thing. So yeah, and plus like we both gave it 5 out of 5 stars because it's a 5 out of 5 star movie for us.
Yeah, it was one of probably the biggest surprise of the year for me, how good it was. Yeah, but and Malcolm, where can we find you?
But very cool. I just love the randomness that Thomas, out of all the people to return for the George of the Jungle sequel, Thomas Hayden Church was one of the people that returned, and John Cleese, his only voice, so that kind of makes somewhat sense. But anyway, you can find me on Rankin this week as we rank Emily Blunt movies, which should be interesting. And you can also find me over on Full Metal host trivia. This week, you're going to get the title match between Jeremy Adams and David Ishimoto.
Ooh, title match.
Next week, there's a big ECW Full Metal random match happening. Austin's going to be in that, along with JPO, Richie, and John Meyer. So be interesting to see how much they know about Eastern Championship Wrestling. But yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. And Chris, what do you have going on?
So, one of the things I'd like to possibly do on the channel, and my friend Travis is watching. Once we kind of get all the episodes downloaded of Reynolds Wild West Wonder, possibly like you guys to do a roundtable critique of that series. I know it's kind of ridiculous and kind of over the top, but that would be awesome.
Yeah,
possibly.
we could do that,
But outside of that, kind of got moved, which is nice. But hoping to obviously be on more and more of these shows, kind of as I'm getting settled like this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of that, TikTok, Casablanca Kid 84. So yeah,
nice.
That's kind of what I have going on.
Sounds good. And Austin, what do you have going on?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be pre-taped, but I'm going on to Jacob Cameron's channel, Ryan Cam, and we're gonna be talking The Mummy. I was in the theater just before this, watching it for the second time this week. Because it's The Mummy, so I'm gonna watch it. It's in theaters right now, so I'm gonna go watch it several times. Yeah, why not? So we'll be talking about that. I'm not sure for how long or what the format is. We're just talking. I know we're talking The Mummy tomorrow night, and then I'll also be talking it in about a week and a half over with Ryan Purmison for the 25th anniversary watch along. So we'll be talking a lot of Mummy over the next week and a half. Yeah, we have Lonely Marks as we usually do every Thursday, so you can check us out. We'll be doing a little mini episode of Rankum. Malcolm's show on Lonely Marks this week, talking male wrestlers of the 80s and before. So we'll be doing a little one with that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So I was just looking up what famous celebrities I shared the same birthday with, because why not? Just my birthday for fun. And I thought for the longest time there's only Kristen Dunst, but there's actually more people that you would actually recognize that have a birthday today. So I share birthday with not only Kristen Dunst, but Ana de Armas. It's her birthday. Also, director Jane Campion. Gal Gadot has a birthday today. Johnny Galecki from The Big Bang Theory. Cloris Leachman.
And from Christmas Vacation. Don't forget your favorite vacation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Playing Rusty. Yeah. And then Cloris Leachman is one of my favorite kind of older actresses, which she was in the Beverly Hillbillies movie I just rewatched, but playing the old grandma. But and then also Willie Nelson has a birthday today. So yeah,
awesome.
There's way more than I thought. I'm like who knew? I don't know. so yeah, but and then for the channel, you can just find you can find us on the social media at Movie Hero 2121. You can find me at Jordan83616. It's all down in the description below the video, and then you can find us in the Schmodown Friends and Family group on Facebook. So if you have anything you want to post, like a project you're working on, or if you have a YouTube channel, you can post your heart's content. We'll try to get you subscribers. We'll share it out. We'll let people know what you have going on, and then hopefully within a couple of days we'll get the top 10 and the 3 honorable mentions in that group also, and you can vote on what you think of my randomness of just random movies that popped up, because we tried our best to pick the best ones. And then let's see, for the rest of the week, I know we're doing Zach Shelton's top 64 on Friday, which he doesn't really have too many hot takes, even though he has a lot of hot takes. Like in his 64, it's not really that much. There's one for sure. But beyond that, I don't know. That might be the one. But and then let's see. We have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/moviehero, you can find the extended schedule that goes about 4 months out, which I'll be getting ready to post the new one for this month. I'm going to be out of town this week, so I'm going to try my best to get it posted. It may not show up till like Monday, but I'll try my best. Maybe I can get out early and maybe do it Friday. We'll see how much time that I have. But we've been having some exclusive podcasts. I got a couple of podcast ideas that I want to throw out there that we'll maybe try to do here. Since we've been kind of slacking on the podcast, we want to get more out there. And then yeah, and then I also want to I try to pick one of our the Patreon members to get some free movie posters, because it's been a minute since I gave some away. So maybe you'll be getting contacted about that if you're a Patreon subscriber. So, and then let's see, we'll be I trying to get back to doing some recasts. I think Austin wants to try to take over a recast, and we'll still do Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Hopefully next week is what we're going to shoot for. We just gotta settle on a date that works for everyone. So we'll keep you posted.
I much like Wheel of Movies, I feel like I'm more than capable of taking over recast if we want to keep it alive. So
yeah.
I think I can take that over, and I don't think it's like I think I'm perfectly capable of doing the prep for that, other than the AI bullshit. But I'm not. So it's fine. But pulling. Pulling pictures of people is not that difficult. You guys see how fast I can pull pictures on these shows, so I think that's not terribly bad. So I'll take care of it. We'll do whatever. Maybe we'll go back to doing that like once a month or something like that.
Heck yeah,
like a recast.
Yeah, and my main focus for like what I'm doing for mostly these shows, like tournament fights and tier ranker, and then also the trivia stuff. Like I have a big hand.
I know you're busy with trivia, so let me try to keep a couple of these shows alive, and I'll take it over.
And also, speaking of just going back to the Patreon, I might try it as like a trial run to start. I want to try to do maybe some seen and heard music trivia where we just play music, but it have to be a Patreon exclusive, which means that like you don't have to be a member to play, but you have to be a member to watch it. So you can play, but it's never going to air. You're never going to be able to see it unless you sign up for the.
It's not pre-recorded.
So yeah. So it'll be just pre-recorded and that kind of thing. Yeah, but so yeah, maybe I'll do that. Like I might start that in June, because my May is pretty busy, but my June's pretty free. So maybe in June. So, but and then just what we have for tournament fights and tier rank. Oh, and then also I forgot. I want to mention. Speaking of trivia, our next trivia match, which I'm trying to put together some of it this week, is going to be our certified fresh match. So we did a Rotten Movies match, an April Fool's match, if you will, and we'll be doing movies that are rated 90% and above on Rotten Tomatoes. So if you'd like to be a part of that, just let me know, and we'll try to get you on that, and hopefully we can do that in like a week or so, or like 1 to 2 weeks maybe. We'll see. But and then after that we'll be contacting the next group of people for trivia, which the next group, if anyone's listening or they want to inform people, that's fine. But I'm going to be Ryan Permerson versus Mike Schaefer versus Moose Haas versus JTE. So be those four in a match. And then now what we have for tournament fights and tier ranker, I'll just go about a month out, because I'm going to go a month out for this show. If you watch the Schmodown Friends and Family group at the end of the month, they'll be 2 months out. And then if you sign up for Patreon, you can see 4 months out. So that's kind of what you can get. But so I already mentioned Zach Shelton's episode. So 1 week from today, we'll be doing Austin versus Jacob Barber at a battle of their favorite actors. And then we'll be doing best alternate / foreign movie titles, which will be a pretty quick episode, because we're just going to have all those wacky, weird movie titles you hear in other countries, and we'll just be voting just simply on the title, and if you think it fits the movie or whatever, that kind of thing. We'll be doing Maria Hammond's top 64 movies, and that she sent me her list, so I do have that, and apparently she sent it to me quite a while ago, and I just totally missed it somehow. But yeah, she's been ready for that for a while. And then we'll be probably pushing the Brian versus Richie match maybe to after me and Austin go out of town. So it could be maybe the Friday, May 24th, the date we're kind of looking at. So
okay.
Yeah. So we'll have that, because we're gonna have to push the best movies of 2003. We pushed it to June. So we're just gonna push all those the ladder series, 3-part ladder series, just back 1 month. So we'll do best of 2003 in June. So get back to those. Then we'll have another best TV show tier ranker, which will be part 2 of our 2020 to now series, because there's so many damn TV shows that we got to do a part 2. So I'll be furiously watching all these new shows that just dropped. So, but it'll be fun though. Like, I like preparing for that stuff. It's fun. And then I'll just throw 2 extra ones. We'll have another Movie Hero Mystery Tournament at the end of May, and then we'll be doing on June 4th. We're doing actually Malcolm Lake's top 64 TV shows, because I asked him if he wanted to do it on after the 128, and he said maybe later, but we'll start with top 64 TV shows. He kind of wanted to dive more into that, so we'll do that. So yeah, but this has been fun, guys. Thanks again for being here for my birthday and just talking about these random weird movies that I've seen. It's been fun. So for Brian Nussbaum, for Ross Bristow, for Malcolm Lay, for Chris Scott, for Austin Pez Howell, I've been Jordan, the Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.
I want you to buy my new fried chicken, that is. Sure enough. I used to work for the Pentagon. Now I help you to get your chicken on. And for a limited time only, order a 8-piece nappy meal and get a 32-ounce malt liquor absolutely free.
You be buying, we be frying. General's chicken, the best chicken in the leg wrap and thigh, sweet potato pie, General's fried chicken. General's fried chicken is butt kicking. General's fried, you know it tastes so good.
Introducing the Nappy Meal from GFC.
This chicken is the bomb.
At the General's, we do chicken right on.